Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bronze Reaper podcast. I am your host, Rosalind Perkins, and how's everybody doing this afternoon? I hope everybody's doing great. We have a great topic. Does Latinos lean more to their Hispanic or their white side than their African side? I don't want to say black side because not every Latino is black, you know. And that's if you mix race or you mix race with Black Americans. That's why I say that. So today, yeah, we will be talking about that. But before you start, please like and subscribe and comment in the live chat. And also, to comment in the live chat, give me a second. You got to be a subscriber. Hold on one second. What the hell is going on? Oh, my keys. You gotta be a subscriber. So don't forget to subscribe. Oh shit, hold on. Yeah, so you gotta be a subscriber. So subscribe, and you can be in a live chat with everybody else. But yeah, I want to talk about this. I think this topic is very important to the black and brown community. Um the reason why I say it's very important is because this there has been an agenda that has been pushed about black and brown unity. Me as myself has always told you that there is no black and brown unity. There has never been a black and brown unity. Um, I have been attacked. Give me a second. I have been attacked where people say, "Oh, yo, you're you're xenophobic," and I had told them I have nothing against Latinos, but I know there's no such thing as no black and brown unity. They told me I was divisive. I was like, okay, but there's no such thing as black and brown unity. There has never been black and brown unities. I have even done shows on the Reaper Nation about um the influence of Africa culture in the Latin countries. They told me I was wrong. They even accused me of dividing black and brown. I told them no. There's nothing I have nothing against Latinos, but I know there's no such thing as no black and brown unity. We have never been together. We have dealt with each other, to be cordial about it. We have dealt with each other, but there has never been no black and brown unity. There has been some unity with certain people in the Latino communities with black people, but black Americans never had a problem with Latin people. We're the ones who even ignition you know, let's have this unity with each other. And Latinos say, yo, the nigga problems ain't our problems. Let them handle their own problems. Now we're seeing the full out racism coming through these communities. But at the end of the day, we got to understand, where did all of this stuff come from? I have been telling people for years, these type of these type of situation has always been here, but we haven't but most of this stuff started in their own countries. That's why they always said Latinos don't even like Latinos. Latin people don't like Latin people, because they have a caste system. And I'm not giving them a way out of all the fuckery they have been doing since the 30s. We got to be personally honest with it. You know, my honesty has always been like, yo, there has never been no unity. There has people that adopted the black culture, But you don't see Black Americans adopting. Well, now in this era, you see a lot of people adopting a lot of stuff. Like where we have the little Mexican, we have the black guy doing the Mexican dances and stuff like that, and uplifting their culture. You know, and this is where I say, yo, you always need a black face, and I'm a shout out to him, because you know what, he supports the culture. He supports their culture, and I don't have a problem with that. I actually like it. I wish there was more of it. I care less, but I am happy that this black man that is doing the little, luchador dances and stuff like that, upbring their culture, because Mexicans have a beautiful culture, but they're just racist as fuck. They have never liked black people. So, I got to be personally honest about that. Um I know a lot of people would say, yeah, Puerto Ricans love black people, but at the end of the day, to a certain extent, you know, to a certain extent. And I always told people all the time, and this is where, my words saying when I was saying stuff actually made sense. As I always told you, Latinos are more Hispanic than like indigenous or African. I have always said that. And the reason why I have said that, because at the end of the day, they were the rulers. They were the ones genociding what we call the indigenous people, what we call the African people, or segregating them. Not separating them, segregating them, or segregation. Even to this day, a lot of these communities in these Latin country has segregated places that are mostly African. You know, but I will say this also too. It doesn't take away. It doesn't take away of what good, good Latin people have done for the American culture. Um, their own culture. It doesn't take away, but at the end of the day, this is one of the things where we have to say, like, okay, you know what? What is actually going on in these countries? Like now we're hearing about La Raza. I remember I remember back in the days watching wrestling, niggas like La Viva La Raza. I didn't know what that was till this day. I still to this day don't know what that is. But now people say La Raza means whitening up the race. What does Viva La Raza means? You know? And I, today I'm gonna feel like a broken record today. I know I am. I get it. Sometimes we might have to have shows like this. And I know I look like I'm going to court. I had some stuff to do. I had to go pick up my son though, so it was canceled. Um, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record today, because a lot of stuff that I said I have been saying for the last 8 to 9 months. I've been saying this from the 8 to 9 months ago about La Raza, about the hatred in their communities for Black Americans, about them denigrating us, them going to the white supremacist side. I almost said white American, the white supremacist side. I have been saying that, and like I'm just getting this all out now before this show starts, but I have been saying this, and I personally wish that it wasn't like this. I was gonna do this show yesterday. I was actually gonna do this show yesterday. Then I was like, nah, you know what? Let me just chill out. Let me take a break. I took a break yesterday. I've been taking a few breaks, man. 2 days off, But I also have to be honest about what is actually going on in these communities. I gotta. We got to be honest about this. And this is where I say again, if you've been policing your communities, this shit would have never happened. We had SP on the show a few times talk about, oh yeah, I call my people coconuts when they did shit like that. Then all of a sudden he did a 180, started calling everybody niggers. Talk about, I got a black girlfriend, and we're finding out his girlfriend ain't even black American. So she's gonna have the same problems that he has with black Americans that she has. And most of hers is jealousy. You know, like like I said, this is gonna be a tough show for a lot of Latino people. And the reason why I'm gonna say it's gonna be a lot of tough show because at the end of the day, skeletons is coming out the closet. Skeletons is coming out the closet. Every foul shit that y'all have said about black Americans, we will be talking about. The way how y'all feel about black Americans. And I'm gonna say this: yes, we're gonna be talking about what that girl did in Texas, but at the end of the day, let's personally be honest. A lot of these people feel like this. A lot of us, a lot of them look at us as inferior. We're inferior people. They're so superior over us because they got that white genetics. And it's gonna get crazy. And if any of y'all Latinos want to jump on stream today, I'll be glad to just hear y'all out. I'm not gonna talk. Y'all know how I feel about it. I have been saying it for the eight to probably 10 months. Probably 10 months. I've been saying this. People attacked me. Like I said, people attack me. I'm not worried. Niggas got firearms in Massachusetts. Niggas got firearms in Massachusetts. You know, and I'm talking about legal firearms. We do stuff legally over here. You know, we don't break the law. We don't need to break the law. You know, but yeah, it's today we have to talk about all of this stuff goes on, and like I said, I get it. I know it's not everybody. I know it's not everybody. I know it's not every Latino, but at the end of the day, this is what happened when you don't police your people. Everybody suffers. Everybody suffers. As I've been telling white supremacists, as I've been telling white people, I was like, yo, oh, I wasn't in the slave trade. I didn't do nothing in the slave trade. I told them, I was like, yo, you might not have your family have not done anything. They probably never had a slave, but at the end of the day, they didn't help stop it. They didn't help stop it. So at the end of the day, they're guilty by association because they knew it was happening and didn't do anything. So yeah. And you benefited off the system. Yeah, they benefit off that system. You know, but yeah, like I said, man, it's gonna be a tough thing for a lot of these Latinos today. And like I said, everything I said to y'all, every time we do talk, it's never out of malice. It's never out of hatred. It's never out of, oh yeah, I hate these niggas. No, it has never been like that to us with me. It has always said like, well, my nigga, you can't really, get mad at me for saying this, and this is what reality shows. You know, this is what your people has offered. Oh, but that's not true, and yada yada yada. I'm like, but my nigga, look, look at the shit that your people's put out. Yeah, but that's not all of us, and my nigga. As I've been telling you, if y'all niggas didn't, and I'm gonna tell you this: the only person I'm gonna say this, the only person It may be two people that has said anything. Was one Angie, and if you don't know Angie Castro, and she's a former adult entertainer. Don't ask me how I know. and and I'm sorry to say, even though I think she was a part of the racist shit because she was calling niggas monkeys and shit like that, but we still have to say it. We can't erase the good shit that she has done as well too. And I'm talking about Cardi B, crazy ass Cardi B. You know, Cardi B's crazy as fuck, but at the end of the day, she said what she said. She was like, yo, without black Americans, she said African Americans, even though we don't like to be called African Americans. She said without black Americans, the civil rights wouldn't be fighting. We wouldn't be living comfortable over here. That's what she said. She said we, and she talking about y'all Latin folks, you know? And I'm just I knew this was gonna happen. I knew one of these bitches was gonna crash. I knew it was gonna be a Latino bitch. And the reason why they the always one crashing out because they had a bad day or some shit, but they always felt that way. I'm gonna be personally honest. They always have felt that way, and not all of y'all. I gotta stress that not all of y'all because I remember fucking what's my man's name? Shabaka. I let him on the screen. And this is why I said, yo, the person who did that fuck shit, that was gonna be a great conversation with Shabaka. Shabaka was like, yo, you called us African booty scratcher. You said we lived in mud huts. I was like, Shabaka, I didn't say all of y'all niggas live in mud huts, and I never called you an African booty scratcher. Well, yes, I did. I did. My fault. I did call y'all an African booty scratcher because at the end of the day, y'all kept on saying this shit. You called us an African okay, you know what? You gotta make me actually really call you an African booty scratcher. Stop saying that shit. You're mad at some 8-year-old kid that called you an African booty scratcher. I said y'all niggas don't have I said y'all niggas only have flip flops. I did say shit like that, and y'all eat monkey knuckles. And I was joking, and that's the thing. I was joking because I do love y'all niggas. I do love y'all African folks. I do love y'all. I just joke around with y'all. I thought y'all was a part of our culture, and this is why I make an example when I do stuff like this. This is why I make an example. Say, yo, you're not a part of this culture. We are not all the same. Have my ancestors been in Africa? Probably thousands of years. My ancestors was probably living their fucking life out everywhere all over this world as a Moor or a Hebrew Israelite or something that turned indigenous to America. Like, come on, I gotta be personally honest. And the thing about these Latino folks, and this is why I say, yo, I have to bring y'all to the, I have to put y'all on trial today because I love y'all. Well, some of y'all, but y'all racism does come out. Y'all really do think y'all are white, and this is why I tell y'all all the time, y'all are white Hispanics. Y'all are not indigenous to America. You are a white Hispanic. If anything, you're actually a $5 Tahino. You're a $5 Tahino, my nigga. Like, come on. Most of y'all, I'm gonna be personally honest. A lot of y'all Latinos is $5 Tahinos. Y'all gonna make me crash out today. But yeah, a lot of y'all niggas is $5 tajitos. And do y'all have some type of indigenous blood? Probably, but your ancestors was probably Hispanic. They were from Spain, you know? Even though Spain don't respect y'all or don't accept y'all, y'all are the bastard child of their country, but you are what you are. You are a Spaniard. You know, your ancestors came from Spain, you know? But this is why I say I have a problem because I'm just telling the truth, you know? Because y'all, let's be personally honest, y'all don't really accept African culture. And a lot of y'all might be African. Do y'all have African genetics? Yeah, but you know what? As Black Americans say, y'all are not a monolith. This is why I stop and I apologize to a lot of Latinos for saying, yeah, y'all niggas is black. No, I can't do that. Absolutely not. I can't make a flat blackness, and that's why I apologize. I always apologize to that, you know? Have y'all came from the slave trade? Yes. Some of y'all did come from the slave trade, but y'all wasn't slaves. Y'all wasn't slaves in Africa. Did y'all adopt African culture? Yes, y'all adopt African culture. Where do you think Cinco de Mayo came from? Where do you think the Day of the Dead came from? The Santa Galea, if I'm saying right. A lot of that shit that y'all celebrate comes from Africa, you know? But I get where y'all was saying a lot of y'all aren't African, you know? I got to be personally honest. Um but I think I'm going to say this. I personally think what fucked y'all up, and I'm gonna say this before I start the show. I'm gonna start the show in probably 10 minutes. I think what really fucked y'all up was that caste system. Y'all have a class system, um, from dark to mulatto to white. That's y'all caste system. Your caste system, y'all can the one who is in the middle can be in the dark side or the light side. It depends how dark you are. You know, in a lot of y'all countries, some of y'all countries that were Spaniard, y'all genocide a lot of Africans, you know. So personally, it is what it is. That's why, like I said, if I ever go to another Latino country, I would have to go to the 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 African side or the black side of their country, you know. And I'm gonna be personally honest, it's because y'all don't get love. Y'all don't give them love. Y'all don't show them no type of love. That's just me. Y'all don't show them no type of love. What's going on, Ray Ray? I will boot music. I will boot music for Donald Trump. Yeah, that's why, yo. This is why I was telling them, Ray Ray. I'm gonna say this. This is why I was telling people. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna fight for the mass deportation. You know why? I'm not gonna help them because at the end of the day, they have never really helped us with anything. Only time they helped us is when they were benefiting. You know, so it's you reap what you sow. It's coming to a point where you reap what you sow. You know, so it's what can we do? You know, y'all shit on us, y'all talk crazy about us. Whenever there was a tension between black people and white supremacists, these Latinos always went to the white side. Whenever there was a crime, they always protected the white supremacists. They always protected the white supremacists. They always softened those blows, you know? And personally, a lot of these Latinos voted for Trump because they thought they were going to deport black people. They thought black people, salute, Ray Ray, salute. They thought they were going to give black people hell, but they don't understand what's going on Code. Salute, salute. They didn't understand that, like, yo, we have been through the trenches. Being through the trenches is nothing towards us, you know. The only thing that changed it in the trenches is the economy. That's it. It's just the economy. Yep, they chose a side. They've been chose a side, and like I said, it has never been a hate thing. It has always been like, yo, my nigga, you chose who you wanted to fuck with. You was you was kicking in our backs when give me a second. I gotta cancel something. I gotta cancel my class today. You you picked a side. Yep, that's true, Ray Ray. They picked a side when they thought we were going to get deported, and we've been telling them, nigga, we're not going to get deported. We told y'all like, yo, y'all, y'all vote for against your own interests. Y'all are voting against your own interests. No, no, you just hate us and you jealous and yada yada yada. Cause I'm Hispanic, I'm closer to whiteness than you. They were saying crazy shit to us, you know. Then once they got put in that situation, what they say? Oh, we need to be working together. Don't forget about the black and brown unity. Oh, black and brown unity. There's no such thing, buddy. Yes, there is. Remember, we created rap together. No, no. Was it Tariq Nasheed and them black niggas from them black folks from New York has told you that y'all niggas wasn't there. Y'all was over here calling us Morenos, calling that nigger music. Remember, y'all niggas was running around here talking about y'all niggas as Germans in New York. Look how y'all was acting a fool in California, burning down niggas' houses and killing people, killing civilians, not gangsters, civilians. Yes, y'all yelling around me no black, me no black. Me Dominican, me Dominican. The only Latinos that have ever been on call to any degree are the New York Puerto Ricans that have children with. Yes, that's true. The ones that have children by black men. It's oh well. I'll say this on code. Cubans is a little bit more different. They're as racist as the fucking Mexicans. I'm gonna be personally honest. I fuck with Cubans. I used to date a Cuban girl who's darker than me. You know, she was darker than me. Biggest boobies I've ever seen in my life. Um, and she said, "Yo, I'm Latinos." My first, my first girlfriend was Honduranian. She was 4 years older than me. I was 8. She was 12. Was it? Yes, 4 years. Her name was Adana. Oh my god. I actually just found her on Facebook. I just befriended her. You know, she got a child and a husband and everything. Shout out to her too. You know, she's living life and everything. But I'm gonna even say this. And this might be a little bit crazy of what I say, but even a lot of Haitians will say that they're not Haitian. They're like some type of Latin country or some shit like that. They from some Magalero or some shit like that, some Latin country. I was like, is that Haiti? She's like, no, no, it's not Haiti. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Them niggas in LA Mexicans, yo, they were attacking civilians. They will go to jail and snitch on black people. They will actually go on the white supremacist side and defend the white supremacists. These are these uncomfortable conversations that we have to have today, you know? I think East Coast might be a little bit different, maybe, but I don't know, man. It's a tough situation. It's gonna be a tough situation about these Latinos, especially at the worst time when a lot of these people are getting deported and they're asking for help. You know, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about I'm gonna say this about a lot of Democratic black folks. You seen what happened to my girl Jasmine Crockett? You see what happened to her with her little finer. She Jasmine, I don't care what anybody said. Her 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 whole shit might be all fucked up, but I think Jasmine Crockett's sexy. You know? Oh shit, drop the shit. You know? You know? Yeah, I think she's sexy as fuck, you know. And it's probably because I like Texas women. Everything big down south, you know, with them type of folks. Hold on one second. You know, I love me some Jasmine Crockett. You know, would I vote for her? No, but she's sexy. Yeah, we have no friends. We have no friends. Literally no friends. You know, I'm just gonna be personally honest. We barely have no friends. You know, it's like that. Jasmine Crockett had to figure out the hard way. She out here defending Latinos and stuff, and look at what those folks is doing in Texas. She don't forget she was a representative in Texas. First of all, they voted for the white man before they voted for her, and she went 10 toes down to defend these folks, these immigrants, and they turned on her. One, the cops, this cop Latino girl. She was talking about, oh, yo, you know what? I can't wait to put one of these motherfuckers in jail, these black niggas in jail and stuff like that, chimping out and saying all this crazy shit. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of y'all white supremacists look more, y'all look like prehistoric. Y'all look a little bit more prehistoric animals than Black Americans. I'm gonna say this about Black Americans. Even I'm gonna just be personally honest. Most Black Americans look like we're overdeveloped. We're developed for this world. A lot of these people now, they don't look like they're developed, you know, with the small nose, little lips and shit like that. I'm gonna say this: in the next 200, 300 years, white people are gonna be looking like us, and we're gonna be in an a upper echelon of people. We're gonna be like super perfected, you know. Yeah, but we don't got no friends. Yeah, I just seen that she was. Yeah, that's why my homegirl, that representative lady, the girl with the long ass lace front with the cowboy hat, who was giving out niggas subpoenas. Yo, this girl ran up in City Hall giving fucking representatives subpoenas. That lady right there, I forgot what her name is. She don't fucking play. It's Dr. Sutton. She's a doctor. She don't play. Yeah, that's like somebody's fucking auntie right there. Yeah, she don't play, man. She was passing out subpoenas to white people. They didn't want to talk after that. She's like, yo, let me shut the fuck up. What happened to this money? She went up on there. What happened to this money? What happened to that money? Why is that? Why isn't the buildings fixed? Why are you pocketing in money? That's all we heard. Ah, 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 ah. Now we got this white supremacist little white Spanish girl. She fucked it up for the Latin community. Now there's a bright light on y'all. There's a bright light on y'all. But let's start the show, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the live chat. But the only way that you could comment in the live chat if you're a subscriber. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And also don't forget to share, man. Share this podcast, share this the channel, share everything. Just share it, share it to all your platforms, and definitely we have more people come on here and talk. But we're gonna watch some videos first. Give me a second. First, we're gonna watch. Ooh, wrong one. First, we're gonna watch. Today, we're gonna just watch a We're gonna watch the history of Latinos, of the Black Latinos.
When people think about Latin America, they picture a mix of cultures, languages, and traditions.
I'll be
But
right
one
back.
important part of this story is often left out: the story of Black Latinos. These are the descendants of Africans who were brought to Latin America during the transatlantic slave trade. They have influenced music, food, politics, and culture in ways that most people don't realize. In this documentary, we will dive into the history of Black Latinos, their contributions to culture, the important figures who changed history, and the struggles they still face today. This isn't just a story about race, it's a story about strength, pride, and the fight to be seen. This is the untold story of the Black Latinos. The story of Black Latinos starts hundreds of years ago with the transatlantic slave trade. From the 1500s to the 1800s, millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homelands and brought to the Americas. While
Mm.
many ended up in the United States, an even larger number were sent to Latin America and the Caribbean. Countries like Brazil, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Venezuela became home to large African populations. In fact, Brazil alone received more enslaved Africans than any other country in the world. The enslaved Africans
They received 10 million, I think 10 million African slaves. Um, we were second. We only have 400,000. Haiti had like 3 to 200,000. And it just goes down to there.
were forced to work on sugar, coffee, and tobacco plantations under brutal conditions. Many also worked in mines in cities and even as domestic servants. Despite the harsh treatment, they found ways to resist. Some escaped and formed independent communities called palenques or colombos, where they could live freely. Others rebelled, fought against their oppressors, or preserved their African traditions through music, dance, and religion. Even after slavery ended, Black
Shout out to Brazil, man. Shout out to them because at the end of the day, they're actually still doing good. Even the indigenous Brazilians like Alex Pereira, he soaks more into his culture, and he even gave up alcohol to pre was it pre preserve his culture. So shout out to him. I appreciate stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Latinos face discrimination and inequality, but they continue to shape the culture of Latin America in powerful ways. Their influence can be seen today in the food, language, and traditions of many countries. As slavery ended in the 19th century, Black Latinos started building their own communities. They settled in coastal towns, rural villages, and urban neighborhoods, keeping many of their African traditions alive. They introduced new music styles, religious practices, and even words that became part of Spanish and Portuguese dialects.
Brazilians are Portuguese. They're not Spaniards because they were colonized by Portuguese. The Portuguese. So yeah, that's definitely remember that. And shout out to Puerto Rico too. I see I'm gonna say this, out of a lot of cultures, I do see a lot of Puerto Ricans trying to keep that African culture, you know, or try to admix it to be like a new culture or a subculture. So shout out to the Puerto Ricans for doing something that we kind of already done, but we had to develop a culture without knowing anything having um having aboriginal um culture into it.
One of the biggest ways Black Latinos have shaped Latin America is through music. Many of the most popular Latin music styles today come from African rhythms and traditions.
Hmm.
The beats of salsa, merengue, cumbia, bachata, and reggaeton all have deep African roots. For example, salsa, which became famous in places like Cuba and Puerto Rico, is a mix of African drumming, Spanish guitar, and Caribbean sounds.
Mm.
Instruments like the conga drums, maracas, and bongos, which are central to Latin music, were introduced by African communities. The call and response singing style, often heard in these genres, also comes from African traditions. Without Black Latinos, Latin music would not exist as we know it today.
Mm.
Their influence has shaped the sounds that people dance to all over the world. Yet many do not realize where these rhythms truly come from. Before we continue with the video and my further explanation about Black Latinos, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs as a small channel, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Okay, let's continue. Afro Latinos have also left their mark on literature, art, and dance.
Mm.
Many famous Latin American dances like rumba, samba, and tango originated in black communities. These dances were once considered lower class but are now celebrated worldwide. In literature, Afro Latino writers have told the stories of their people, bringing attention to their struggles and victories. Writers like Nicolas Guillen from Cuba and Manuel Zapata Olivella from Colombia wrote about the lives of black Latinos fighting against racism and celebrating their heritage. Today, more Afro Latino authors are sharing their voices and gaining recognition. Black Latinos have also been important in visual arts. They brought African inspired patterns, colors, and storytelling into paintings, sculptures, and street art. From music to dance, literature to religion, the impact of black Latinos on culture is everywhere, even if their contributions are not always fully recognized. Throughout history, many Afro Latinos have made a huge impact on their countries and the world. They have fought for freedom, changed culture, and broken barriers in many
Mm-hmm.
areas. Here are just a few of the most important figures in Afro Latino history. Vicente Guerrero was one of Mexico's most important independence leaders and became the country's second president in 1829. He was of African and indigenous descent and fought against
After they killed him. Yeah, they killed him.
Spanish rule. As president, he made one of the most significant decisions in Mexico's history. He abolished slavery. Because of this, he is often called Mexico's black president. Jose Antonio Aponte was a free black man in Cuba who led a major slave rebellion in 1812. He was an artist, carpenter, and a revolutionary who wanted to free all enslaved people on the island. Though the rebellion was crushed and Aponte was executed, his fight for freedom inspired future generations. Known as La Madre de la Patria, the mother of the homeland, Maria Remedios del Valle was an Afro Argentine woman who fought in Argentina's War of Independence. She was a soldier, a nurse, and a leader.
And don't forget the Argentinians, the Spaniard ones, genocide the Africans. They genocided them. So I'm not gonna give them a pass. I'm gonna put it this way. I don't have a grudge against Argentina people, but at the end of the day, we can't act like Argentinian people have been there for Black Americans. You know, I would rather choose MS-13 fucking El Salvadorians before I choose a fucking Argentinian. I'm gonna be personally honest. I have to be honest about it.
Helping troops on the battlefield. For many years, her story was ignored, but today she is honored as a national hero in Argentina. These
And shout out to Maria, was it Vasquez? Shout out to her because she did what she was supposed to do, you know. And I'm gonna say this, I'm not gonna take it from all I'm not gonna give the smoke to all of our Argentinian people because it's not all Argentinian people, but that's their culture. They genocided those black Americans. Oh, I'm sorry, not black Americans, them Africans. Then after that, they had the audacity to send more Germans, Scottish, British, Dutch to Argentina. Then steal their culture, then steal the African culture, then stole our indigenous cultures. We gotta be personally honest. We gotta say, yo, y'all are Hispanic. Y'all are not African. Y'all genocided those Africans. You're representing stolen culture. And this is why I always told y'all Latinos, you gotta police your people. If you don't police your people, shit's gonna hit the fan. I told y'all, I gave y'all 8 months before this shit goes left, and y'all gonna be on some nigga shit. I was right. Look what y'all doing now. Y'all quiet over here.
These are just a few examples of the many Afro Latinos who have shaped history. From politics to sports, music to revolution, Black Latinos have
Go on,
always
mama.
been at the heart of Latin America's story,
Mm-hmm.
even when they were not given credit. One of the many Afro Latinos grow up hearing phrases like mejorar la raza, improve the race,
Mm.
which encourages lighter skin and European features. Some are told that they are too black to be Latino or not black enough. Others feel pressure to deny their African roots to fit in. This creates a deep identity struggle,
Mm.
especially when Afro
Caste
Latinos are left
system.
out of media, history books, and conversations about Latinidad. Despite this, more Afro Latinos today are embracing their blackness and reclaiming their heritage. The story of Black Latinos is one of strength.
And shout out to the, I don't like to call y'all Black Latinos, Afro Latinos. Shout out to you African Latinos, because at the end of the day, this is who y'all are. That's your identity. It is not me to say, oh yo, y'all are not really black or African. I prefer not to call y'all black Latinos, because at the end of the day, it's taken away from your African. It's taken away from your African. Black Americans is an ab culture. It's a subculture. It has multiple cultures into one. We got indigenous culture. We got somewhat of an African culture. We might have, well, Europeans hasn't created anything, because we can't say European culture. Only thing they created was damn near violence. I'm gonna be personally honest. Um, we have Moorish culture. It's just we have an ab culture, an ad culture. So it's, y'all have the same thing, but y'all have, a European culture, whatever that is. Y'all have a African culture. You have an indigenous culture. You are a subgroup. This is why I say I apologize for calling y'all a black. Y'all have an admixture of culture. Y'all don't have a Spaniard culture, and I have to respect that.
Culture, and resilience. For centuries, Afro Latinos have shaped Latin America in
Mhm.
powerful ways through music, politics, art, and activism. It's time to tell their stories, honor their contributions, and ensure they are never forgotten.
Shout out to shout out to the Afro Latinos, or the Afro Latins. You know, there is I do want to do this video right here.
This is one
I'm gonna do this one right here, and I'm gonna go on to the next one.
of the first free black towns in the Americas, San Basilio de Palenque, Colombia. Listen to the drums, explore the murals, and study the dancing. It was founded around 1603 by self-liberated Africans who escaped from the slave ports of Cartagena, Colombia. Spanish colonizers relentlessly tried to destroy this town, but centuries later, it's still standing. And this is the only black president Colombia has had. They purposely erased him from history books. Government officials even sent his official presidential portrait to Paris to whiten his appearance. You may not have expected to find stories like these in Latin America. See, the dominant narrative
Wasn't I right about Cuba? I said, yo, Cuba has a racist past. That's why you have a Cuban that's a proud boy. This is why you have Fat Joe coming out, going out here calling Nick. Yo, there's stories about Fat Joe's racism in New York. You know, let's personally be honest. And this is why I said, I was like, yo, sooner or later, and I gotta be personally honest. Hold on one second. All right, then. That's why I was brutally honest. I said, yo, Jadakiss is gonna have to pick a side. He's gonna have to pick a side sooner or later. You know? You can't keep on playing both sides because people are gonna look at it like, yo, this nigga don't have loyalty towards black people. And you're a black American. You're gonna have to pick a side.
Is that racism doesn't exist in the region, just class issues. And I'm here to tell you that is a lie.
Pero no hay negros en la Argentina.
It's a very convenient cop-out for Latin America and for Latinos, Latinas to say, well, it's not as bad as the US, and they're right, it's worse.
This is a story about Latin America's long and brutal history of erasing and silencing black populations and its ploy to whiten society.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Anti-blackness is so deeply ingrained in the Latin American region that it's often ignored or defended. Like in the case of Dominican baseball player Sammy Sosa, who downplayed using a bleaching cream that whitened his skin. From Peruvian newspapers using 159 different racist adjectives to describe African-descended people, to terms of endearment like mi negrita, which actually stem from the idea of people as property, to blackface, used as a form of entertainment. It's all part of a slew of everyday racism. There is plenty of
I told y'all about that blackface nigga. Robin, this is why I told you that blackface shit is serious. Niggas don't do that shit for endearment. Let me tell you something. This is why there's a difference between blackface and whiteface. You know, there's a difference. That's why there's a difference between white power and black power. Black power liberates everybody. White power is all white supremacy. Fearmonger. Slavery. That's what we think about when we think about white power, and it's how you start, not how you finish, Robert. Especially when we come to these type of words. Even the word nigga. The reason why the word nigga is a two-way street is because when it's coming from a white supremacist or a white person, it's looked at as bad. But when it comes from a black person, it's looked at as an endearment. That's why when other people say it, no, don't say it. Yo, you're gonna look crazy out here. You're gonna look crazy out here. Why? I'm Mexican. Why? I'm Puerto Rican. No, nigga, it's gonna look crazy out here when you say that towards a black person. Cause y'all are Hispanic. Y'all are not. Oh, I'm indigenous. I got app. No, my nigga. No, you can't. I'm trying to help you out. Don't fuck yourself over.
evidence showing that racism is rampant in Latin America, but many Latin Americans have evaded accountability by treating racism as solely a US problem. Unlike the US, where racism was upheld by legal separation like Jim Crow laws,
you're not a Texan if you're not for segregation.
Countries including Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil encouraged the mixing of different racial types, known in Spanish as mestizaje. As a result, this ideology of mixing has been used for centuries to deny the presence of Black and Indigenous people throughout the region.
This idea that everyone is mixed also has been completely overblown because Latin America is not unique in its mixedness, but that has been the mantle that it has taken upon itself so that you can evade accountability. How can we be racist if we're all mixed? Well, you certainly found very many ways to be.
Meet Harris Machado. She's Panamanian American and the producer of Negro, a docuseries about Latino identity.
We all know those sayings. You're treating me like a Black person. Trabajar como un negro, working like a Black person. Don't marry a Black person. Come on. Be serious again. And everybody knows these sayings. This is every single last country. Like, stop playing with us. Stop playing in our faces.
To understand how deep anti-Blackness runs in the region, let's go back a couple of centuries, starting with the wars of independence from Spain for the region now known as Latin America. Meet Simón Bolívar. He's considered the great liberator of Latin America. But he wouldn't have liberated anything if it wasn't for the help of Haiti, where a rebellion by enslaved Africans created the only free republic in Latin America and the Caribbean at the time. Haitian President Alexandre Pétion agreed to help Bolivar on his quest for liberation under one condition. If Bolivar won, he had to abolish slavery and the new republic he was fighting for. Bolivar agreed, and a few years later, he defeated Spain throughout South America and declared himself president of present-day Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia. Around 60% of soldiers who fought for Bolivar were Black, but Bolivar betrayed them. His promise to completely abolish slavery was a lie. He even complained that Black soldiers were audacious to want absolute equality. They had to wait 40 years after the war to gain their freedom. Bolivar and many other white elites feared that they would eventually be outnumbered by Black and indigenous people. So he maintained Latin America's colonial, racial, and class hierarchy to keep control among the white.
This is why I always tell people all the time that a lot of Latins racism comes from them thinking that they're Hispanic or Spaniard, a white Hispanic, and this is why I said this is where the hatred for dark skin comes from. I'm gonna be personally honest. I have met a lot of great Latin women that I have dated, but I will be personally honest. I have heard their family have said date a white man or a lighter Hispanic. I heard that more than Oroshalin's a good guy. I'm just being personally honest.
White elites. Bolivar believed in liberation, but only for some.
Whites will not give up anything to Black people, or in general, unless it benefits them more. We're talking about a definite racial and social stratification that was the foundation of the region and in which the region still adheres to. Nothing has changed.
Anti-Blackness was baked into the foundation of the region, but that anti-Blackness didn't stop with Bolivar. See, the emancipation of slavery was a threat to the social hierarchy in Latin America, so white elites came up with a plan to systemically, physically, and culturally wipe out Black people. How did the region do it? Mass white European immigration while banning the immigration of non-whites. Welcome to the Blancamiento and Brancamiento period, which literally mean to whiten. The goal was for future generations to no longer have visibly Black and indigenous people, so that the national identities in these new nations would be associated with whiteness. In this period, elites aimed to make Black people disappear through their gradual absorption into the white race. Over 10 million European immigrants settled in Latin America between 1880 and 1930, with 90% of them going to Argentina, Uruguay, Cuba, and Brazil.
When I told you that Argentina, you gotta watch out for. Those Argentinian people are very racist. Yeah, that's why, what's his name? I think Myron's ex-girlfriend, Angie, I think she's Argentinian. Or Colombian. Now listen to what this lady just said.
Gradual absorption into the white race. Over 10 million European immigrants settled in Latin America between 1880 and 1930, with 90% of them going to Argentina, Uruguay, Cuba, and Brazil. Brazil even went as far as to pay for transportation costs from Europe and passed a law making European immigrants automatic citizens as soon as they arrived. European immigrants were given preference over Black people in jobs, housing, and education, and the impacts of this are still felt today. Today, over 78% of Afro-Brazilians live below the poverty line. There have been many attempts to resist the relentless oppression of Black people in Latin America. In Brazil, the unified Black movement has challenged racial and class discrimination since the 70s.
Look at Kwame's boy.
And in Colombia has challenged
Stokely Carmichael right here. Stokely! He's a big scammer.
racial and class discrimination since the 70s. And in Colombia, Francia Marquez has led the battle for Afro-Colombian land rights since she was 15. She gave a voice to people who didn't feel represented by the white elites who ruled Colombia for centuries. And in 2022, she was elected Colombia's first Black vice president.
Después de 214 años, logramos un gobierno del pueblo, el gobierno de los nadies y las nadies de Colombia.
So the policies aimed at erasing Black people from society failed, but they successfully created many obstacles that prevented Afro-descendants from accessing land, education, and the labor market. And that's why you can't talk about the current conditions of Black people in Latin America without acknowledging the centuries of discrimination, racism, and oppression. Dash says that in order for anti-Blackness to be dismantled, people have to give up power.
Our power needs to be seized. Because we're talking about lived and material conditions when we're talking about anti-Blackness. It's not just simply someone not liking me because they are anti-Black. We're talking about systems that decide people's life and if you will even have a life.
This means it's not just about acknowledging and celebrating Black people's contributions in Latin America during festivals or national holidays, but about reparations and setting up systems that actually benefit Black communities.
It's about repair and transformation. And it cannot be up to the same people who benefit from my subjugation.
Despite these challenges, Black people throughout Latin America continue to fight for equality. And just like San Basilio de Palenque, Black communities are still standing.
I wanted to play that. So the reason why I played this first, hold on, give me a second. The reason why I played this first is because I felt that we need to know where this hatred comes from. Where does hatred come from? And it's probably because they're not being accepted by white people. So now I have to go the extra mile to let them understand, like, yo, I am as white as you. You know, so this is why I always tell you about the Germans, the Germans. And I'm not talking about Germany Germans. I'm talking about the Puerto Rican Germans. I have to tell you about that. I can't lie and say, like, yo, they have always been cool with us. Those Puerto Ricans are the ones that are more cordial with us. All jokes aside, they're cordial with us and they understand more than others because at the end of the day, they are legal. There is no such thing as an illegal Puerto Rican. So there's no such thing as an illegal Puerto Rican, nor as an illegal Black American. So yeah, I wanted to explain that. But the next one we're gonna listen to is Latinos admitting that they hate Blacks but love white folks. You know? So this is the next one.
us, we already you and disown you made it very make the wrong people mad. Check it out. Since the Latinos in the comments have flat out made it very clear that I will never be part of the community because I'm gay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Latinos will actually make fun of you and disown you if you try to get with somebody of African descent, and praise you if you get with a white person. Like, that is how our culture is. As you saw there, he said, well, since y'all hate me and complain about me being gay, I'm going to spill the beans.
Peekaboo.
Y'all don't like black people. And in fact, you guys, being the Latino community, applaud when they get with white folks. Well, I want to say, especially if you're telling us, we already knew that. We already know that they do not like us. And we also know that, yes, they prefer whiteness over anything, right? And oftentimes whiteness over their own self. But again, we knew that, and we know how we know that because way back in the day, presidents of LULAC, right? Y'all organization
Felix
told us that we are not interested in aligning with the Negro. Let them fight their own battles, right? They said that. They also said that we really kind of see ourselves as white. So there's the proof, right? And another reason why we know that, as especially if we try to go get a job, let's say somewhere like McDonald's, and it's the majority of your people working there. The minute we walk our black selves in there, we hear, oh, we not hiring. Even though outside on that business it says, now hiring. Y'all say, we not hiring. And then we say, oh, really? And then we look around the place and we see it ain't nobody but Latinos in there, not a black in sight, right? So we know that. Y'all like to gatekeep stuff away from us especially, right? Now imagine somebody white goes in there, oh, yeah, right? Because again, y'all want to be close to white. But black people, y'all feel like, yeah, we got the power. I'm the manager here, and I can say who gets hired and who don't get hired, and I'm definitely going to make sure I hire my own people, right? And I'm not necessarily too mad at that. Only thing I am mad at is because you don't own McDonald's unless you own that particular one. But anyway, yeah, y'all do a lot of gatekeeping. But I'll tell y'all a story. Y'all know I used to work at Frito-Lay back in the day, and it was a lot of Mexicans there, right? And in fact, there were more Mexicans than anybody. Now, of course, every once in a while, especially in California, right, the Mexicans get with the blacks and the blacks get with the Mexicans. It's just kind of how it is. In fact, if you go to California now, you'll see a whole lot of mixed people, and usually they're mixed with Mexican and black. Okay. So one day, I'm sitting in the lunchroom, and there's a whole bunch of, Hispanic men sitting at the table in front of me, and a black and Mexican couple had walked by. Now, the guy was black, the girl was Mexican. They worked there, whatever the case is, and they was like, yeah, we can't stand that, word that they say about black people in Spanish, right? And they didn't see me sitting there, and I was like, and then they tried to act like they didn't say it or whatever. It was like, no, I heard y'all. I heard what y'all called him. But yeah, they were just completely angered that he was walking around with their Mexican woman. They did not like that at all, but they didn't have no smoke when their folks walked around with the white girls or, the white men and all that. They was all right with that because they had that going on in there too. But one thing I will tell you, and I know this for a fact, is that, yeah, they men like to push up on the sisters all the time, right? Because they try to push up on me when I was working there. I was like,
and boys. Don't get it fucked up about the Mexicans. They do like boys. So just hold on for a second. Let me explain, all right? I don't know if y'all niggas never heard stories, but yeah, they do post. Some of these dudes do. These uncles and these cousins, yeah. Don't get that fucked up, nigga. Yeah, I'll tell you the full truth, my nigga. Yeah, they be pushing up on boys too. I ain't gonna
no. We cool working together, whatever, but once I leave here, I clock out, bam, you ain't gonna never see it here from me again, right? Because I didn't, this wasn't my cup of tea, per se. But yeah, they don't have a problem trying to push up on the sisters, but they don't want the brothers pushing up on they women. Yeah, so all that tea that Latino guy just spilled, yeah, we already know that, but thank you for confirming that. So anyway, now your people might be mad about you spilling the tea, but we'll let y'all deal with that. For more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
Yeah, Shorty did her thing, man. I gotta be personally honest. Oh shit! Give me a second. Wait. Yeah, let's. Yeah, on the real. She's right. She's right about that. And I'm gonna say this. This is what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be personally honest. Um, there's gonna be a lot of black people calling ICE on, on Latinos after this shit, just because of Ashley Garcia or Garcia. I think Gonzalez. I'm sorry, Gonzalez. Don't forget, we heard this same bullshit from Ryan. Ryan Garcia, the boxer, and that other dude from Philly. The other, I don't know if he's Puerto Rican or Dominican. He was talking crazy about black folks. Calling. I think was it he? Did he call him a monkey? Yeah, it was crazy. It's it's a it's out here. Instance, but this story we're gonna listen to here is 26 minutes long, so we're gonna watch the whole thing. So I might step out, go see what my son is doing. He's chilling right now watching this tablet, but yeah. When we are under attack, when this is a clear war and invasion going on, people start calling ICE. Start calling ICE. Start calling ICE. You know that these foreigners are not from your land. When you see these foreigners and you see them grouped up, call ICE. When you see them at their mosque and they're coming out by the hundreds, call ICE. When you see them gathered at these stores and they're in a round table talking, call ICE.
Today we will hear a racist Latin woman officer go on a rant saying how she feels about foundational Black Americans. And also, you will hear from Black Americans giving strong reactions to what the officer had to say. Check it out.
I don't know, this shit didn't record, but it was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't record because it was like me expressing how much I fucking hated people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. You're going to fucking jail. I don't go. You're getting treated like a bunch of shit because the amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate. Oh my god, I fucking eat chimps. Like, I eat y'all. Like, you, like, I don't fucking. Oh, we were slaves this and that. I don't give a. Like, for a reason you guys were fucking slaves. I don't know anything better than a fucking steal. Like, oh.
I told you. And let me tell you about certain places in Massachusetts with a Latino populated. You can't, if you have a Honda, and this is why I don't drive Hondas, these motherfuckers will steal your car. Her people will steal your fucking car. In certain cities, they'll steal parts off your car. Not your whole car, but parts off your car. Let's be honest. She has the audacity to talk about stealing. And her people are known stereotypically of stealing cars and stealing things. Let's not be personally honest. Let's not act like, oh, yo, Mexicans are very hard workers. Let's call it as we really see it. Niggas see the Mexicans as the cartels. We see them as sexual violators and deviants. Don't forget the nigga from the South Park Boys or some shit like that. The dude who impregnated a 14-year-old girl. Like, come on, let's be honest. Let's not do that. Let's not. If the president is about to bomb your fucking country, you shouldn't be talking about no stealing, no violence, nor nothing. Let's personally be honest about that.
Oh my fucking god. Like, I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those literal small ass cheat decided not to steal my wallet. And oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and like whooped up his ass. But like whatever, right? Some other, but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here, you fuck. Oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn bitch, te pasaste, because I called him a fucking downtown chimps. Over there, they could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, hey, no, just call me a fucking like you're in her. I was like, oh my god, like you're a fucking and I called you and like world peace.
Let me tell y'all racist laws
that's my girl.
I'ma flush every last one of you jokers out of any police agency in my state, in my city. And then Miss Ashley Gonzalez, I'ma let you know right now, baby. I got smoke for you, because you finna lose your license, and you finna not be at no police agency, because I'm finna put that belt on your ass, and the rest of them jokers that's in that police agency, that's some damn racist, because I read it. You understand? I read it.
That's the girl who's passing out subpoenas in court to representatives. These white folks look so fucking scared when I said, yo, she was passing out subpoenas. She was questioning them. They didn't want to answer the question. Oh, you don't want to answer the question? I got something for you. Passing out subpoenas. Call her, I don't know if she called them dirty. You do dirty some of the bitches. I don't know what she was saying. All I know, I'm gonna see if I can find that. Shout out to Doctor, Miss Doctor.
I mean, you could just feel and just see the sheer hatred and just vitriol that she has for black people. Like, it's just spewing, the evil is like spewing out of her pores. It's like she's having a wet dream moment at just the very thought of calling a black person the hard ER. She's super loosey goose at the mouth with this word. And I'm kind of wondering who her audience is, because she seems like real comfortable, whoever she's talking to on her platform, with saying this. Like this is a common type of conversation that goes on. Like, this is some common language. And I'm glad that she got fired, because bragging about assaulting somebody or grabbing up somebody and calling them a racial slur and having this much hatred towards a person just because of their race, and you're supposed to be a law enforcement officer, is scary. Calling us chimps and monkeys. Like, you could just clearly tell that she's had these sentiments probably her whole life. And I'm pretty sure most everybody that she's around every day, who is in her family and friend circle, probably feels this exact same way. I wouldn't be surprised. And black men, I really wish y'all would stop putting these apple-headed, brick-body bitches on a pedestal, because a lot of times the reason why they think that they can come at us crazy like this and they be talking down at us, the reason why they think they so much better than us, is because they get put up on a pedestal when these bitches really need to be getting... Never mind.
Miss Ashley Gonzalez, who made that racial rant, and you work for HPD and said you wish you would get a 911 call so whoever it is, you can lock them up in jail. That wasn't cool. But I'm going to tell you, for me, thank you, girl. I like my racism front and center. I appreciate it. Don't hide it, be yourself. That's what I see a lot of. People are being themselves now. You free to say freedom of speech. That's what people always say. You having your...
Let me ask y'all a question. What's going on, Black Snow Bunny King? How you doing? Let me ask y'all a question. And this is damn, you going crazy already. Let me see what Black Snow Bunny said. My fault. I didn't see your message. Bronze is once again. What are you talking about? What am I wrong about, Black Snow Bunny King? Please tell me what I'm wrong about. Look at you putting on the fucking cape again. Go on. Tell me what am I wrong about. What am I wrong about? And this is a Jamaican, a womanizer Jamaican. Like, if we're going to talk about stereotyping, a womanizing broke ass Jamaican. All right, go on. What am I wrong about? Latinos do lean towards their white side and spirit of their African origins the same way that. What am I wrong about, Black Snowbunny King? This is where the fuckery comes in at everybody. And I'm gonna say this, Black Snowbunny King. Out of the defense of Latinos, them niggas are white. They're white Hispanics. They're ab mixture of white Hispanics. If you would have came over, you would have seen what Argentina did. You would have seen what Cuba did. You would have seen what Colombia did. Yes. Let me ask you a question, Black Snowbunny King. Do you think Ryan Garcia is the boxer? Ryan Garcia, do you think he's black because he's Mexican? Let me ask you that question. Do you think he's black? He don't want to answer that question. You're trying to make it seem like Latinos are racist and you're not. However, that no, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna answer half of your question. Latinos are racist. Yes, especially the Cubans. I'm gonna be personally honest. They're racist against their own people, especially the dark ones. They have a caste system. They try to erase their black. They try to erase they're African, and this is why I always tell you I never could. I always apologize to Latinos because they always say they wasn't black, and I said yes, you was. And like probably 4 months ago, I said I apologize for that. I apologize for calling y'all black. Y'all are more African than black. Y'all have African culture in these Latin countries. Y'all have a lot of African culture in that countries. But the Latinos don't like black people. They don't even like the Afro Latinos. You know? And I gotta be personally honest about that. They always pushed forward with this anti-blackness, even in their country. They have always done that. And like I said, you have a caste system that puts you on top and other blacks. So what are you talking about? Why? Because I said my culture is probably the best culture. Yes, my culture is the best culture. Let me ask you a question, Snow Bunny King. What's better than the black culture? The black American culture. What is better than the black American culture? Who have achieved more than the black American culture? You called me a liar. Now I'm asking you a question. Who have achieved more than black American culture? Without handouts. And that's to you, white supremacists. You white supremacists had got handouts. You are the first DEI hired. You are the DEI. You are the mothers and fathers of DEI. The white supremacists is. You talk about this is your country, but y'all been getting handouts ever since y'all got to this fucking country. So I can't say anything. So again, black American, black, I almost called you black American. Black Snow Bunny King. Again, whose culture, whose achievements are way better than black Americans without getting handouts? Because black Americans haven't never got a handout. Handout in what? Make no mistake, the culture of African American cultures are separated from. No, it's not. What are you talking about? The fuck? African American culture can be fucking South African culture. That's African American. We don't consider us. It's an insult when you say African American. Because we have no knowledge, we don't have no proof to say that we're from this part of Africa. A lot of these countries in Africa are fairly new, such as Nigeria, such as Ghana, such as South Africa. These are fairly new countries. Jesus Christ.
Rights. I love that for you. You won't leave. I don't know if you're going to get relieved of your duties forever. I'm thinking you should, since you want to lock up people just for a particular race. However, again, I'm not upset because I like mine up front.
Ashley Gonzalez, Houston.
So you're telling me, Snow Bunny King, are you telling me a lot of these African countries are not fairly new states? Are you saying that? Because even the word African American, that's a fairly new concept of a word. We have never called ourselves African American until the early 1980s. Yes. Less than 50 years. So what are you saying? The word African American, I'm telling you, the word African American is a fairly new concept to identify a group or race of people. So yeah, with all of that said, your children are going home. We are rejecting and rebuking you. Show rally the paper. You know what? For your hatred, Black Snow Bunny King, I'm gonna start calling ICE on people. I'm not even calling the police no more. I'm calling ICE. So you fuck around, I get your address, I'm gonna call ICE on you from Massachusetts, nigga. I'm gonna be You already know somebody called ICE on Kwame. We haven't heard from Kwame ever since he was in that crack house trying to argue with me.
Police officer gets on the internet unprovoked and brags about how she grabbed that N-word by the neck. And when I keep telling y'all about the Latinos and the Latinas that don't like black people, are y'all gonna listen? Or y'all gonna argue with me? Okay. This is a police officer who is bragging about what she did to an N-word. She's also arrested lots of people. And by people, I mean lots of black people. So we taking her word for it? Things are gonna be overturned? How are we gonna handle this? Luckily, there's a black woman here letting her know, hey, you actually fucked up and I'm coming after your license. You actually fucked up and you're not going to be able to work in the city. You actually fucked up and now everybody knows your face. Sometimes the mask slips on the Latinas and the Latinos and y'all get to see their real, true colors. Even though they spam the N-word and they get to say it because, well, I still don't have a good reason. But I'm not going to get myself worked up about it. But they spam the N-word, they don't like black people, and the mask slips.
And to the racist female cop in Houston that got relieved of her duties because of Candace Matthews took it there. I just want to say that I genuinely do feel that half of the Hispanic population here in Houston alone, we're not talking about nowhere else, we talk about Houston, Texas, is racist. And they hide it so good, they mask it up so good. Oh, brother, black and brown, we stick together, but really in behind closed doors, it's nigga this, nigga that. I was in a relationship 4 years with a Hispanic, but he used to always spew hateful shit. Black people lazy, black people don't want to work, y'all get food stamps, all this other shit. White people make up the highest percentage on food stamps and Section 8, so what the fuck are we talking about? What are we really talking about? And all your friends black. You grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. So it don't make sense. You want to be with the culture, but you don't really like the people.
This is why I had a problem with the viral way. They always got smoke for they always got smoke for the Latinos, but they don't got smoke for what the Africans have been doing for the last fucking 50, 60 years that they have been here. The Caribbeans that the Caribbeans, you know, they and this is why I say not a DEI hire, but they're a liberal hire. We don't want to hear, oh fuck Democrats, nigga. You got that Democrat money, my nigga. You getting that Al Sharpton money right now. You moving kind of different, you know. And this is why I say, yo, if you really wanted that smoke, you could have been on that Tariq Nasheed show real fast. He could have been on that show. But he's scared. But like, just say you scared. Like, yeah, nah, I don't know, man. That's not that type of smoke I want. I'm not built for that type of smoke. Like, what's his name? And I'm gonna say this: I respect Messiah more. And let me tell you why. Because Messiah said that shit ain't for me. Those type of politics ain't for me. I fuck with everybody, and I'll be like, all right, I get it. You're not trying to ruffle no feathers. I get it. I was the same way. I was like, yeah, man, you know what? We can try it. But once these niggas started coming on here and these niggas started talking crazy, and I'm talking about I'm talking about the Africans, I'm talking about the Caribbeans, the Latinos, the white supremacists. They started talking crazy. They started talking crazy. I was like, yo, I gotta turn up the fucking temperature. I gotta turn this motherfucking temperature up.
But you like the thrill that it brings. Hanging with the people. Stop letting everybody in. I don't give a fuck. I'm over.
And what's the bitch name? Ashley Gonzalez. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That racist cop that's saying all that fucked up stuff. This is why I said you can't trust none of them. I'm not gonna keep trying to find a needle in a haystack and be nice to these non-black people. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Did they love to talk about how they when they in positions of power, they deny us housing, they deny us stuff, deny us jobs. She just full blown going off. That's why I said I'm not messing with none of them. Oh, I'm embarrassed. I'm Hispanic and I'm embarrassed. Girl, shut the hell up and get the fuck out of my comment section. Period. Go say something to Ashley Gonzalez. Go help us get the bitch fired. Stop coming in our comment section trying to save face. They always want to save face saying that dumbass shit. Man, get the fuck on, bruh. Get your Hispanic ass on somewhere, please. Leave black people the fuck alone. Y'all always harassing us and bothering us, and then everybody always want to save face. Oh, I'm white and I don't feel like that. Get out of here. Like, you need to be telling these people to get the fuck on, because they need to be going to talk to the racist people instead of trying to save face. That's why we can't mess with them, because we're never going to get anywhere. Oh, I'm not like that. But they family members like that. They friends like that. The people that they walk past like that, and they don't say nothing. It's not getting us anywhere. It's making these people feel like, oh, well, I'm not like that, so everything good. But they people around them is saying stuff, though. They don't deserve to be around us. They don't deserve to enjoy how we make people laugh, how we make people feel. They don't deserve black women's, nurturing nature and stuff like that. I'm just tired of seeing y'all bend over backwards for people that want you to die. Bro, look at that girl video. Look how she talking. This is nothing new. They get in these positions and they are literally doing detrimental things to our community. You can't be trying to sift through and be nice to some of them. Y'all always talking about some black and brown. That's why I'm like, bro, black people are so pathetic. Honestly, every time y'all always talking about some black and brown, I always want to include them. They don't like you. Oh my God, just because it's a few of them that's not like that. Bro, they're pretty much just like every other group of people. They don't like us. Get that through your head. That's why I don't understand why y'all always being nice to them. They do the same thing over and over again. I'm embarrassed. I'm a Hispanic and I'm embarrassed. You're not embarrassed enough, because I guarantee them motherfuckers be saying the N-word around you and you don't say anything. I'm telling you, it's all fake. Get them out your comment section. Ignore them. Don't be friendly with them. It might feel mean, but bro, how are we going to get somewhere? Everybody's mean to us. I'm tired of being a part of a race where we all nice and stuff to everybody else and everybody gets to be mean to us. I can't even get on social media and enjoy social media without being the butt of the joke as an African American. We always got to fight. All my life I had to fight head asses, like literally. Now I see what she meant by that. Like, oh, why do I got to fight every day? Bro, like, stop being cool with these people. Pay them dust. Let them know we do not with you. Y'all people don't fuck with it, and it gotta go the long way. It gotta go the long way. We need a new way of living. We need a new way of life. We need to separate from these people somehow, some way. Stop being cool with them. I'm starting to really hate seeing black people with other races of people in any type of capacity. I don't care how that sounds. Because it's just making it seem like everything okay when it's not. We go through so much shit just to step outside the house and be around all these racist people and everybody just ignoring it. Kumbaya, all these elephants in the room. I can't even get on social media. With the first video I see is a Hispanic bitch in the car talking about nigga this, nigga that, I'ma lock these niggas up and all that. Bro, your nervous system not tired. Your psyche not tired. You're not realizing that you one of the only groups of people in the whole world that got to deal with this shit from people all over the fucking world. I'm telling you, man, I ain't fucking with a black person unless I have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go somewhere and I got to deal with them, I'm not going to be friends with them. I'm not going to kiki with them in the comments. I'm not going to do none of that shit. We should have never integrated with these people. It's that simple. We are never going to get anywhere. Like, bro, how is it almost 2030 and black Americans have the most popular culture, but we have the least resources and all this type?
Facts. We make a lot out of a little, man, and a lot of these folks can't do that, and I gotta be personally honest about that. That's why I say, that's why I ask Black Snow Bunny, who has a way better, who has a more successful culture than us? No one.
Stuff. We not demanding that shit. We not being mean enough. We have what they want, and not the other way around. What do we want from the Hispanic community and the white community? They don't have much that we want, except for our reparations. We the ones that's in control, honestly. Like, y'all gonna have to get it together. Black and brown unity. Like, every time a video pop up, they always talking about some black and brown. Why you keep including? Talk about yourself. You need help more than any other group. They can help themselves. They don't even like you, bruh. Damn, pathetic.
I'm mad about her comments. Surprised, discombobulated, bothered, perturbed, disturbed. No. They do this all the time at their tables with their friends, behind closed doors, and text messages with those who allow it. And then they come out in the real world and actually say the words and forget that there's consequences. It's the fact that her friend turned her in, and the fact that she thought that she was going to make the video private and nobody was going to see it but TikTok. This is what got me bothered. Is you thought you were going to say all that, then go accost any black woman or man that you see because you're mad. Her, Ashley Gonzalez, the Houston police officer, to go on this World Wide Web and put a target on her family back. It's actually insane. I just don't think I would be bright enough to post that on social.
That's why I told y'all I had a problem with the what's the fucking the fat Mexican cat who's a Crip. He was like, "Oh yeah, what y'all niggas is gonna do? What you if I say the N word, what you gonna do?" The fucking Mexican OT. That's the nigga's name. People had a problem with him with that, and he didn't understand. Then the Honduranian cat, because the dude's Honduranian. He's not a black American. This is where I say, y'all folks got to be careful down south with that. Oh, we all black shit, especially in Texas. And I like old boy too, the dude who tried to defend him. Who's, oh, I didn't hear him, but I think he's Honduranian. He was calling Adam 22 broke. Saucy Walker. That's his name. Shout out to Sauce, but yeah, that conversation was kind of over your pay grade, because at the end of the day, you're not a black American. You don't have no allegiance to that conversation. If I'm talking about Crips and Bloods and gang banging and making money, Sauce Walker is a great example of a person who makes money other than just rap, and I just think that I don't think that conversation, for a lot of people, a lot of those conversations, the black American conversations, is not for you. So, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a conversation that you really can't fuck with.
media knowing that I'm a police officer in the Houston, Texas area. More than likely know somebody that knows somebody, if they're not close relatives of mine, that's ducking and dodging ICE. That was stupid. If this was a real incident that she was somewhat trying to explain, because I didn't understand the damn thing she was saying. Sound like she just wanted to say the word. Don't want to see is that she be fired from Houston PD and then get hired for another police department.
Have you guys seen that video of that, I don't know what she is, Mexican something, I don't know, woman that was in her close friends talking about how much she hates black people and that she was calling black people the N-word with the hard ER or whatever. I guess just because, I don't know, they made her mad or something. But yeah, she was calling whoever it was she arrested or detained or whatever went on the N-word. She was talking about she sees why black people were slaves and that she really hopes that she doesn't get a 911 call from a black person the next day because they're going to jail regardless. It doesn't matter what they did, what they didn't do. Somebody black will be going to jail tomorrow just because. Like, some of those people just have so much hatred towards black people. It's really just so crazy to me because, like, do you guys forget that you're not white? It's like they look in the mirror and they see themselves as like a white man or white woman. Sweetheart, they don't see you like that. Like, black people literally live on these people's minds rent-free, and it's just so weird and crazy to me. But really, that tells me everything that I need to know about being black.
Give me a second, everybody. I gotta throw this joint back up on here. All right.
Tells me everything I need to know. But yeah, she posted that in her close friends, like somebody wasn't going to screen record and release that.
Oh no!
And I'm glad they did, because now she's out of a job. You're not white, ma'am. I swear they see themselves as white. But then they wonder why black people were not like on the front lines protesting for them. Like, why? Why would we be? If somebody were to call ICE on her family, then they would be wrong though, right? I'm not mature enough to have that type of interaction because I'm calling those people. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mature enough to ever be in that type of situation. You guys would just be mad at me. Everybody always wants to say, stop fighting hate with hate. No, I'm not mature enough for that. Why is it always black people that are the ones that are just supposed to sit back?
Told you about that moral compass bullshit. Remember, I was like, yeah, everybody wants black people to have the moral compass and, you know, take the high road. Nah, nigga, I ain't taking the high road. Shit, nigga. I'm just gonna be personally honest. I ain't taking the moral high road. Nothing. I'm glad she's getting broadcast right now. She's getting what she want.
And not do shit back. Other people can do shit to us, but we shouldn't be responding with the same energy. That shit does not fly with me. I'm not mature enough for that shit. You guys just would be mad at me.
Torta.
Oh,
A torta, if I ever seen one. Got the nerve to get up here and work for
Torta.
the police department.
I think she's trying to say torta. I think it's called torta. She might throw a little, you know, razzle dazzle into. Go on, Miss Jones.
Going on a rant like this about black people, and y'all swore up and down we had a black and brown coalition, and I can't even stand that black and brown. Bitch, I'm brown, okay? Black, of course, is a cultural, I get it, ethnically black American, I get it. But brown, where? That's a pale-faced monster, okay?
Called a pale.
And a lot of them mark white when they doing their applications and they filling out for benefits and stuff like that. But to be in Houston, working for the HPD, talking so disgusting and nasty about black people. This is just racism. She's racist and she's anti-black. And a lot, not all, of Latinos really do not like black people. As much as they say the N-word, and they say, well, I'm black too. Or, oh, I grew up around black people, so I could say it. No, they're spewing it like a racial slur. Do y'all heard her? She's saying it like a slur, just like a pale-faced person.
Mm-hmm.
Why do these people continuously get a pass to say the N-word when they literally are racist, just like a white person? That's a white woman with a taco. Shouts out to you, Monique. She said that in one of her goddamn stand-up comedy bits. A white lady with a taco. That's all that is. Like, and I hope she gets fired. I saw a news clipping, but I can't remember exactly what happened. They said it was an investigation. What type of investigation you need? Now you need to reopen any case or anything that she had any involvement with when it comes to black people. Like, she is dangerous. She's a danger to society. That is a domestic terrorist. That lady needs to be deporte. I don't care what y'all say, deporte. Look at how she's talking. She literally was like, oh, I love when I get a call and I just be praying that it's a black person so I can arrest a nigger. And then she was like, oh, no homo. Of course, talking like black people. Because that's what they do. They absorb our culture, but literally hate us, which is outrageous to me.
That's crazy.
Then she gave a story about a man with a black man that was next to her. Her purse was right there. And all black people do is steal, but he didn't even touch her purse. He didn't touch your purse. He didn't touch your wallet. So what was the point of even bringing up that story? She was thirsty for some type of confirmation bias and didn't get it, but still recounted it as if she just knew he was going to take it from her, but luckily he didn't. Like, what? The people with the sticky fingers in the United States of America are white women. Look up the statistics. It is not us that's going around stealing at an all-time high. It's literally Caucasian women. They have more of a propensity to steal than any other demographic of people. And I'm just really confused as to why do people have so much smoke for black Americans? Like, what did we do to these people? We didn't destabilize their countries. We didn't disenfranchise them. We're not even the ones deporting y'all. Y'all deporting yourselves. Latinos, Mexicans work for Homeland Security and the ice cream truck way more than anybody else. Y'all voted for this administration way more than anybody else. I'm so confused. We don't go around the globe graping and pillaging and stealing people's resources and running down on people. We don't do that. We literally just want people to leave us alone, but we just live rent-free in a lot of these people's minds. And then when we say these things and we say everybody's obsessed, y'all say, don't nobody care about you. You think, Ask people why they can't stand black people. What they going to talk about? Black on black crime? How does that affect you? If we doing stuff to each other, if we unaliving each other, doesn't that add to your cause because y'all don't like us anyway? They can never really come up with anything except for crime rates, which is a BS, because at the end of the day, we literally we don't even get convicted. We get let go for being falsely accused and falsely arrested for convictions crimes that we didn't even commit. So like, that torta, big child. Let me stop, because then people be getting offended when I be saying stuff. But what y'all think about this? I hope she's fired, because what the they investigate? Fire her, lock her up, and we need to be a protected class. Where is the hate crime bill?
This is definitely no surprise to me. There's a lot of colorism in Latin America due to their colonization from Europeans. They discriminate against any dark-skinned person in their families, on their jobs, etc. For centuries, anti-blackness and colorism have existed throughout much of Latin America, rooted in European colonization, slavery, and caste systems imposed by the Spanish and Portuguese empires. Long before modern immigration debates, African-descended people in places like Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and across the Caribbean were dealing with systems that privileged whiteness and often marginalized black identity. After colonization, societies developed racial hierarchies where lighter skin often meant greater opportunity, social acceptance, and economic mobility. That legacy did not disappear. It evolved into modern colorism, where skin tone can affect marriage prospects, hiring, status, and even how people...
Yeah, this is how people are feeling. And I'm going to say this. She caused the division, and you know what? A lot of these. Hold on, let me see this. Let's go to old boy first. And we'll end the show with a O'Shea Duke Jackson show. I was gonna just like cut both of these off and do a Tariq Nasheed, but I'm gonna do this one. Um, I'm gonna say this. This isn't the first time we hear shit like this. This is nothing new. This is what this is just how they feel about us. You know, and I always tell people all the time it's because Black Americans have achieved more than anybody, and now in this era we're not letting them like, oh, it was all of us. Nah, we ain't doing that shit no more. This is a whole different generation of people. A lot of people got to understand that.
Bro, my tongue is still blue. Bitch, your coochie's blue. Bitch, your pussy's black. Okay. Oh my god, my titty. Black is crazy. Who the where is that nigga going? Don't say nigga. Say nigger. No, this bitch got pressed. Someone said you need to stop saying nigga. Ooh. That's black little bitch. Bro, let me tell you the story. Okay, so Haley, bitch, we were talking and she was like,
enough of these three little bitches. A couple of months ago, I made a video. I think the video is called Brown and Black Unity or No Such Thing as Brown and Black Unity. If you scroll down, you'll find it. But either way, the point is that in that video, I claimed that the reason there can never be brown and black unity is because Mexican culture, at least mainstream, colonized Mexican culture. It has a very deep and strong stain of anti-blackness in it. Modern post-colonial Mexican culture, meaning today's Mexican culture, by default carries anti-blackness. And meanwhile, on one hand, it carries anti-blackness. On the other hand, it carries the collective effort to desire proximity to whiteness, to desire white validation, white alignment. When I posted that video, a lot of Mexicans, Chicanos, Latinos came in there angry with me. What are you talking about, bro? I have black friends. What you talking about? One of my aunties married a black guy. And basically all the talking points of white people when you call them racist, or specifically when you call them anti-black. Unfortunately, when it comes to these subject matters, most people are not educated enough to understand what it means when I say post-colonial Mexican culture has anti-blackness. They have no idea what that even means. And because of that, although I'm speaking the same language that they speak, it becomes esoteric, meaning that I'm speaking in a language that you understand, but I'm speaking about a subject matter that you are not educated enough to understand. So although I'm speaking your language, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So what it means when I say that post-colonial Mexican culture has anti-blackness in it is that the people that you were colonized by, you Mexicans, they implemented anti-blackness in your culture when they colonized you. In this case, the Spaniards brought forth, violently installed the caste system in your Mexican culture.
What did I just say?
Installed the caste system in your Mexican culture, which resulted in, as a Mexican collective, practicing things like mejorando la raza, to improve the race. And because the caste system has subconsciously taught you generation after generation that black and or dark skinned is inferior and white is superior, whether you have the ability to grasp, have you been affected by it or not, it is still in your subconscious. And therefore, as a collective of Mexican people, and this applies to Latin America, by the way, as a whole, the caste system was installed in every country.
What's going on, Robin? Salute.
So this isn't just about Mexicans. This is Latin America as a whole.
Hey, yo, Robin, let me ask you a question since you're a white man. How does it feel that you got these Mexicans not even Mexicans, these Latinos trying to be you? How does it feel? You got these Mexicans trying to act and be you. He is describing the FBA code. The FBA code hates their blackness. I thought they hated us like everyone. No, them Latinos is trying to be you. Why you think they out here calling themselves Hispanic? Why you think those? Why you think all those them Latin people in a lot of those Latin countries brought over Europeans? What he said, was it Madara? La Raza means improve the race. That means if they want the race whitened. Robin, they don't hate you. They love you. Black Snow Bunny King like you too. He trying to be you too. Look at him. I had to ask you that question, man, because you know what? A lot of these Latinos try to be like you, Robin, and I have never said it to you, but they're appropriating what your culture is. Black Snowbody K, he goes crazy with the he goes crazy with the queso himself. So, Black Snowbody King might look like, John Candy, but I don't know. The Nick Fuentes of the worlds are making us look bad. Well, yeah, he is a Mexican too. Yeah. Yes, he's a Mexican. He like bro. He loves tacos Tuesdays. So now look at you see Black Snowbody K. He's trying to guilt trip me. Talk about, well, your origins is from Africa. Everybody's origins from Africa, nigga. Like, come on. Even Robin's origins is from Africa. Let's personally be honest. Where you think white people came from? White people can't have a black baby, but but two black people can have a white baby. Figure out what I mean when I say that, Black Snowbody King.
At least everywhere where Spaniards colonized, they practice generation after generation the caste system. A system that depicts dark skin, Afro, and indigenous features as inferior.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, Robin. You should try to claim some country. You should try to claim some land in Africa. And they said, "Oh, yo, you are not from Africa." You should tell them everybody came from Africa. You should go try to claim some land in Africa. I'm being personally honest. You should go try to claim some land in Africa and say like, "Yo, you know what? As much as y'all got rights, I have rights too." Because you know what? Two black people can have a white baby, but two white people can't have a black baby. And you know what? And that's where we came from. We came from black people. That's what you need to say, Robin. Go get yourself some African land. All right. Yeah, this nigga Black Nobody's about to crash out on me because I said that. Look at him. You're a sucker, nigga. Like, why you doing some sucker shit, nigga? I'm just joking with you, Blackstone. Look at Robin. You see how that nigga took that shit serious, Robin? tell him like, well, white people already taking the Africa, nigga. You know what? Y'all white folks, y'all niggas got y'all got ownership to Africa now. You know what? I can't say you do, but I personally think y'all niggas do because y'all came from black people, or Yakub, so you probably came from Yakub, and Yakub was an African. So you know what? That's what you say, Robin. Say, yo, you know what? I should have some type of ownership to Africa myself. If everybody came from Africa. Look at my man. Look at why are you lying, bros? You're not being honest. You hate your African origin, and you claim put it this way. Black Snowbody King, tell me what part of Africa I came from, and if you got proof that I came from Africa, I'll put an African flag somewhere in this room somewhere. Go on. Tell me, give me the proof of you knowing that I came from Africa, because I told you everybody came from Africa. But what part of Africa I came from? I'm gonna find my old daishiki. Yo, my man Robin, my Irish buddy over here, Robin, about to go get himself an old daishiki. Yo, go get, you know what? Go to Ghana and go get some Ghana citizenship, Robin. That's what you need to do. All right. That nigga Robin's African now. You're not even Irish. Yo, tell him, you know what? You immigrated to Ireland. Tell him you from Africa somewhere. Tell him you from probably some south part of Africa. So Robin.
White and or European features as superior. Hence, mejorar la raza. Improve the race. And improving the race with this caste system means to whiten the next generation. How do we do that? Well, we as non-white people in Latin America, whether brown, black, in order to improve the race, mejorar la raza, we have to strive to get with white people, have children with them, with hopes that our next generation comes out lighter than us. In hopes that their features are less indigenous.
Yo, Robert, you're gonna make Black Snow Bunny King have a heart attack. Yeah, that motherfucker about to have a heart attack. He said exactly. I needed to return to my homeland. Yo, Black Snow Bunny King's about to have a heart attack. He don't want to argue with a white man, but he'll argue with me. That's how scary fucking Black Snow Bunny King is. That's why I call you Black Snow Bunny. You see that, Robin? He'll argue with me up and down, talk about I'm a pretendian. He won't argue with you to steal his land. You see that, Robin? You see what I gotta go through, Robin? You see what I gotta go through with these folks? Don't want to argue with the white man. You want to argue with a Rosalind. Oh, okay, cool. All right. I get what you're trying to do, Black Snow Bunny King. That nigga's scary.
Afro features. And then we raise that next generation to also pass down this doctrine. And you see this everywhere in Latin America. Whitening cream is very popular in certain countries in Latin America, like Dominican Republic. You see the collective of black and brown people of Latin American countries always go for the light-skinned or just plain old white people to marry and have children with. Certain countries in Latin America, Mexico has a history of this. Venezuela has a history of this. Dominican Republic has a history of this. They've actually gone out of their way to bring boatloads of people from Europe, white people from Europe. Meanwhile, prohibiting black people from entering these countries, as well as systemically making the effort to remove black and indigenous people from these countries. Because mejorando la raza is not just culturally, it's also a systemic effort. People don't understand how deep and complex this issue is and how much we are affected by the caste system, even if we're not even aware of it. Because a lot of these ideologies that are anti-black, anti-indigenous, that were passed down and they've been normalized in Latin American countries.
Hey, yo, Snow Bunny King, let me ask you a question. What's going on, greatness? Salute. Snow Bunny King, let me ask you a question. Was your anti-blackness passed down to you by your family, Snow Bunny King? Because you're Jamaican. You know? I want to know that. Was that caste system passed down to you, Snow Bunny King? No, it's not a game. It probably could be. It probably could be a gay. Yo, go on, Robert. I don't think it's a gay. It means like whitening up the race. La Raza, yeah. Shout out to Robin, man. Yo, you learned it today, Robin. Yeah. These pretendian Latinos trying to be a European. Robin, I'm telling you, this is why they're all right being a Hispanic. Yes, Robin. Let me ask you a question, Robin. Since Snow Bunny King can't ask this question. You know Ryan Garcia, right? The Mexican. Is he black or is he closer to whiteness? That's a question I'm gonna ask you. Yes. You know.
Default, the afro hair texture is considered pelo malo, bad hair.
Hear him again. Let's start over.
Normalized in Latin American countries. By default, the afro hair texture is considered pelo malo, bad hair. The straight hair is considered good hair. So when that becomes normalized, well, guess what?
Have you ever seen Ryan Garcia, Robin? Ryan Garcia looks like a white man. He looks like Clavicula. Was it Clavicula? That's who Ryan Garcia looks like. You know? The dope fiend, Clavicula, the dope fiend.
But who's gonna want to have bad hair?
Oh,
Nobody.
shit.
The people that do have it, in order to make sure, at least to make the effort for their next generation to not have something that's considered bad, they go ahead and try to have children with people that do not have that feature in hopes that their next generation is born without this bad
Lions
feature.
are the most
When
mixed
it has
people
been
in the world.
ingrained in you to believe.
Facts. I do agree with that greatness. And the reason why is when they colonized these indigenous countries, they didn't just have Africans over here. They had like multiple different Europeans over here. Over there. Not over here. Over there, like we're learning about Argentina when they brought the Germans, they brought the British, they brought the Spaniards, they brought the Portuguese. Like, and it was because they were trying to kill off the African race. They were trying to whiten up the country, you know, because their fear was Africans overpopulating and dominating the country. That's why Argentinians, they look so white.
Believe that dark skin is inferior.
Like, what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's Argentinian. He looked like a fucking white man, you know? And that's what goes on in his country.
And lighter skin is superior. Well, guess what you're gonna do? And these ideals and these views have become normalized, meaning that nobody sees anything wrong with it. So if there's nothing wrong, then it becomes the truth.
Facts.
So
you're right
nothing
about
wrong.
that.
We're not wanting
Greatness
to get
right
with
there. You're
people
right.
that are
Yes.
deemed inferior. To not want to reproduce with people that have inferior features. Why would you want that? When I was around 23, 24 years old, I joined this organization. I'm not going to name the organization, but I'm just going to call it Brown Pride Organization, okay? It was an
India's dirty. I would never go. I would never step the foot in fucking India. India look like fucking Bangladesh. They cook their feet. They cook their food with their feet. And I don't eat Indian food. I will tell you after strength, I don't eat Indian food. I would never touch a pita bread from it. No, I won't. The shit that I have seen, no. Mm-mm. I probably might buy something out of their like fucking gas station, but I would never eat their food.
organization of Chicanos, brown people, and a lot of their efforts was to reach out to black people so we could build a coalition, brown and black unity. That was appealing to me. And everybody in this organization went out of their way to reach out to black people. Hey, come protest with us. Let's go show the youth that brown and black people are coming together. That sounds all right with me, but you know what's crazy? When we got together with black people, marching, protesting together, hand in hand, after the protesting and marching was over, black people go that way and we go this way. After all that protesting to show that we are coming together with black people, we then go home and we would scold at our sisters and at the women of our family members, organization members that wanted to have relations with black people. Why the hell are you getting with a black guy for? Sometimes we would throw parties, Chicano parties. We'd all gather around, have a good time, and all of a sudden a black person came in. One of us invited him, and the conversation became, hey, who invited the black guy? Why the hell are you guys inviting black people over here? Nah, bro, tell them to leave, tell them to leave. They're going to start some shit. They're going to mess up our party. And mind you, these are members of this organization that went out of their way to reach out to black people.
He's talking about Lilac. That's who he's talking about is Lilac.
Protest together for Brown and Black Coalition, etc. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form to discourage the brown and black people out there that do want to come together genuinely. But I'm going to tell you, like I told you in that other video, that a lot of you brown people didn't like. A lot of Latinos in the comments, oh, bro, what you tripping? Why you making us look bad? We are a people that practice post-colonial ideologies. When it's all said and done, all bullshit to the side, is literally white supremacy. Our entire pride in being Mexican, think about it. Proud to speak Spanish. Proud to be Catholics. Proud to have Spanish last names. Speaking Spanish is European from Spain. Catholicism was violently brought here and forced onto us by the Spaniards. Sanchez, Martinez, Jose, Mario, Guadalupe, Maria. These names are also European. Our entire pride is white. We are a people that are the result of being colonized by white Spanish colonizers. And when a people are colonized, they are stripped from their ethnicities, from their culture, from their beliefs, and they are forced and conditioned generation after generation to practice the ideals, philosophies, religions, adopt the views of the people that colonized them. And in this particular case, anti-blackness, anti-indigeneity has become part of our culture that we pass on generation after generation. And the reason I make this video is to tell all of you brown people of Latin America, before you go out there and try to convince black people that it's a good idea to come together, we as a collective first need to address and confront and eliminate the anti-blackness in our culture. How can we come together with a people that we are anti-culturally? Impossible.
Black Americans aren't anti-black. Africans are. They are anti-black. They have always been anti-black. You know, even this is why I always tell you all the time, Black Stonebutton King. Y'all niggas in America, y'all immigrants in America ain't shit. You know, and the reason why I say that because we're looking at like niggas from France, Belgium, and all this other stuff. They stick together with Black Americans. And they're like thousands of miles away from us. And they stick together with us more than y'all stick together with us in America. You know, so this is why I always say, like, that's why I always say, yo, Black Snow Bunny King, you're full of shit. You know, you have always been full of shit. You know, I would never trust you a day in my life. But a nigga from France, those places, yeah, I'll trust them because at the end of the day, the reason why I would trust them is because you know what? They fuck with Black Americans. They'll tell you everything that they got from social stance to politics to fashion, just everything. They got that from Black Americans. Now we're not talking about the UK. The UK, they some suckers like y'all niggas is suckers in America. And I love UK, but y'all niggas ain't like 10 toes down on and resilient like Black Americans, you know? So I will say that Snow Bunny King, you're not resilient. You're scary. Like, and we just seen it. You was talking all this crazy shit to me, and we had Robin that say like, "Yo, he's about to claim Africa." A white man said, "I'm gonna come to Africa, buy some land, and say like, yo, this land is mine as much as it's yours." And you didn't do nothing. You curled up in a fetal position, nigga. Let's personally be honest. I'm lying. I'm lying. Okay, let's. And Robin, I got you. I mean, Robin, I got you. I got you, Robin. I'm going to find my old dashiki and be a true African. Exactly. I need to return to my homeland. Yeah, everybody comes from Africa, anyways. I'm lying. I'm lying. Yo, Snow Bunny King, just admit it. You's a sucker, nigga. You's a sucker. You got scared, nigga. That white man got you scared from New York, nigga. He's from New York. That nigga's in New York and he got you scared, nigga. You like thousands of miles away from this nigga. You in like Arkansas or some shit, nigga. He's in New York. You scared. Robin, you got that nigga scared. And he's laughing at Robin's laughing at you. Robin's laughing at you. Don't worry, Robin. He ain't gonna do shit anyways. He's from Jamaica. That nigga's scared of white people. Don't worry, Robin. You're good. You're good over here.
First, address this, solve this, eliminate this as a collective. Otherwise, when we reach out
That
to black
nigga's
people
scared.
about brown and black coalition, we're only doing so to use them whenever we need help. Hey, y'all, ICE is coming to raid. Can y'all help us? Hey, y'all, we want this candidate to win. It'll benefit us if that candidate wins. Can y'all vote with us for this one? And meanwhile, you help us and we come together for this coalition. Can y'all stay away from our sisters, our women? Because we ain't want these half-black kids.
That nigga Robin got that nigga scared.
The race white in. You're messing that up for us. You see how it doesn't work? Address the anti-blackness in your Mexican culture or wherever else in Latin America that you're from. Stop denying that Mejorando la Raza exists. Stop denying the anti-blackness.
Niggas say, "Oh yeah, you lying."
It's there.
I'm lying.
And being in denial has kept it alive. Confront it, address it, eliminate it. Otherwise, leave black people alone.
Yeah.
They're wasting their time.
Yep. Thank you, homie. Go on, Ricardo. You did your thing, man. I salute you. You know what? Let me like this joint right here. Yeah. I sent you a like, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the information that you give on Black and Brown Coalition. You know, shout out to y'all, you know. And I was gonna do another video, but I'm cut for time, you know. My son probably wants me to put his ass to sleep because he's tired. But let's do the last one. This one right here.
Thing that I found was this.
Mexicans who say the N-word, why are you saying it? I know we're solving world hunger, but in addition to that, I think we need the answer to this too. Because why are you saying it? Why are you saying it? There's no reason.
The largest quarrel, not the biggest one, but I would say the most common thing, was this whole idea of Latinos using the N-word. And that had to deal with somebody like Mexican OT, people who were born and raised around blacks, who then thought that it was okay to use the N-word because of their association or relative position to blacks. And most of these artists...
You see how that nigga got scared? What are you doing for the white man? Yo, see this, Robin? You got this nigga scared. The white man made America great. Greatness, what we're doing before. The white man came and stop you from living in like a nomad and sleep in mud huts. That nigga's scared. You see that? That nigga scared, Robin. That nigga don't know what to do.
Would confess that they love their black friends and that they felt that they should be able to use the N-word because of their close proximity and understanding of the black community as to almost being an honorary black person themselves. And that became a widely divided topic between blacks and Latinos in 2025. To the defense of the Hispanics, which I don't agree that non-blacks should use this term, but to their defense, when they are using the term, they themselves, or at least are claiming, it's out of love, out of respect, as if they are one of them. I'll give them that much. And then the ending of that would be GA, even though I disagree with it wholeheartedly. Now, the flip side is you have other Hispanics who show a certain disregard for black Americans in particular, a certain prejudice towards black Americans in particular. And the person that we have today that has been caught doing this is a current Houston Police Department officer by the name of Ashley Gonzalez.
No problem,
warn
Robin.
you, what she's going to say is quite graphic. She was smart enough to post this online, but
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate. Oh my God, I hate. Like I hate y'all. Like you. Like I don't. Oh, we were slaves this entire. I don't give a. Like for a reason, you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than.
Hey, yo, Black Snow Bunny King don't know what the fuck he talking about. That nigga's mad right now because, yo, and this is, you's a sucker, Black Snow Bunny King. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out. You's a sucker, nigga. And the reason why you's a sucker, nigga, is because you know what? That white man say he's gonna go and colonize another country of yours, and you didn't say shit. You thought I was this nigga trying to bring he tried to do the black and Jamaican coalition. Nigga, you lost your fucking mind, nigga. I'll leave you in the if you're on fire, I'm not throwing no Hennessy on you, my nigga. I'm walking the other way, man, so I don't get caught up in your bullshit. Or I might even call ice on you, my nigga. Like, come on.
Still, like, oh my God, like I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my God, like I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those, like that little small ass decided not to feel my. Oh my God, grab my heel and like what the. But like whatever, right?
No, I'm not shitting on I'm not shitting on Latinos. I'm just telling the truth about them. They want to be white. Well, why you think I say, yo, they're not indigenous, they're not African, they are Hispanic. I've been said that. Y'all got mad at me. A lot of y'all got mad at me when I say y'all are more Hispanic than African and indigenous. Y'all said, no, you are lying. You are a liar. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm proving it that, they're white. They are Spaniards. They're more Spaniard. Then we're finding out that they were sending other Europeans to that country. So they're more than just Spaniard. They're probably German. They're probably fucking Australian, Brits. Like, come on. We just watched the same show that you just watched, Black Snow Bunny King. We watched the same show that we're just watching. And we just heard from a Latino that said that, like, yo, a lot of these Latinos want to be white. They love white people. Yes. Like, come on. Like, we can't act like I'm lying. You can't call me a liar. We watched the same thing. Like, let's really be honest.
Some other, but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn. Oh my God, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not.
Robin, how are you a colonizer when that's your land anyways? That's your ancestors' homeland is Africa, right, Robin? Am I right or wrong, Robin? Isn't your homeland from Africa? Didn't we just figure out two black people can have a white baby, but two white people can't have a black baby? You gotta come from somewhere, right, Robin? Or you just came from Yakub, but we're not gonna go that far. Oh shit.
I don't know what over me. I grabbed the neck and I was like, "Come here, you!" And oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, "Damn, because I called him."
Nigga mad.
Downtown.
Snow Bunny Cake is heated.
And then he like stops like, "You just call me." I was like, "You're in."
Snow Bunny King, you can't get mad at me, you bum. That nigga Snow Bunny King is mad. Why you mad, bro? Why you mad at me? What I do to you? Why fuck me? What I do? What I do to anybody? We're watching Snow Bunny King. We're watching the same video I'm watching the same video that you're watching. What am I saying that is wrong? I might give a perspective of the video and the things that I have been saying. I've been saying everything that is said now. I have been saying Snow Bunny King. I said that there's no black and brown no correlation. I have been saying Latinos are more Hispanic. They are more white than they really are. So I'm not lying. Like, come on. What am I saying that is not true? I'm asking you, what am I saying that is not true? You know, just like you're a third world trying to eat. And so y'all should be kissing America's soil and thanking the Americans who let you in every damn day. Let him know the greatness. Shout out to the greatness, man. Greatness is getting busy today, man. He ain't playing with nobody. He should be kissing that fucking soil, man.
I was like, "Oh my god, like you're." I called you like world peace.
Now, of course, this did not get the publicity that Ashley Gonzalez desired. In fact, it worked quite the opposite, especially with community leaders in the Black Houston community.
We out here today, well tonight.
Go on, Auntie.
In regards to Officer Ashley Gonzalez. Well, I'm gonna say used to be Officer Ashley Gonzalez.
Oh no!
I just found it interesting. She was just so bold and emboldened to be talking like that on social media about black people. Okay, and you think you're gonna be a police officer in my city?
Go on, Auntie.
That kind of behavior, baby. Let me give the community an update. She is no longer working for HPD. She was going.
Bitch got fired on her fucking day off. You was a loser, bitch. How you get fired on your fucking day off, Ashley? You gotta be a stupid motherfucker to get. You gotta be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off.
Today, okay, because she got that belt to that ass.
Go on, Auntie.
It's tolerate no police officers that's holding a badge and then you're damn racist. And then when I looked at the video in disgust because she made it clear about African Americans dropping the M-bombs, calling us monkeys and all this and stuff. First of all, ma'am, you is not to catch me out because let's be clear, your teeth smaller than that big mouth that you was over there talking about. If we gonna talk, let's talk about that. But what you're not gonna do is talk about black people, and then you're gonna say that, well, when I go to work today, that you're gonna arrest somebody black. So I've been in talks with leadership with HPD. And I made it very clear, because let me tell y'all the difference between the news and the difference between activists and advocates. What we do, We put the belt to the ass and apply the pressure. Okay, the news, they just gonna cover the story. No, we're not gonna cover the story and be done with it. We're gonna follow this because that is very dangerous. That is like a chef that don't wash his hands. Okay, that is how dangerous that is.
Young lady compared Ashley Gonzalez being a police officer to a chef that doesn't wash the hands. I want to go back to some of the commentary that she was making. Number one, this whole idea that she felt relieved when she would arrest the black, call them the N-word, and then how happy she was to do so. She's also using the N-word as if she's a black person, like, I can't stand you N-words, but you guys are chimps or pansies or whatever. And then you just feel so comfortable to post this onto social media. Now, again, guys, I understand people misplay their leverage, but I just can't understand why this person, even if you did feel that way, why would you have...
Also, just to have a little bit of sympathy too, man, because I said the bitches, you're a stupid motherfucker for getting fired on your day off. To have sympathy is, all we can say is, bye-bye, bitch. Bitch ain't got no job no more. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. Come on, Craig, let's get high. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't got nothing to do. Come and get high, Craig.
The unmitigated gall to put it up there for the world to see. And then I started to hear this.
Unfortunately, she misrepresents good cops, right, who love and protect and want to serve everyone. But the most unfortunate thing is she represents a genre of police officers who...
He sounds Caribbean. Hey, Black Snow Bunny King, is that your uncle? He look like your uncle, my nigga.
Think like that.
And then?
So I don't know if she have colleagues that she's in community with on the police department, but I feel like even her colleagues need to be investigated, right? Because if she just felt this free to express that on a video.
Facts, Robert. Yo, she's getting busy out there. She knows she's a Texas girl too. She knows she's a Texas girl. What? Go on. I know her name is Dr. Sutton.
And post it to social media, then yeah, the people around her should also be investigated too.
Now, Donnie on Timeout and the pastor both bring up important arguments. Number one, let's start with the bishop. There are many good cops out there. However, there are some cops like this. And the issue is, how many of these police officers feel that way? How many of the Latino police officers feel that way? And let me just go out on a limb and say this. I really do not care how you personally feel, because you will never know how many black supporters or closet racists that you have. The only way that you know this, if somebody like her is dumb enough to come out and say this, or to amplify the situation by putting on social media or whatever, or somebody catches her up in some level of recording. The issue is, when you interact with blacks, are you being fair? Okay? Even if you do not like blacks, are you doing and participating in treating the black consumer, or in this case, the black citizen who's a taxpayer citizen in Harris County and Houston, are you treating him or her fairly? It is very difficult, albeit possible, to dislike somebody, to dislike somebody's sexuality, to dislike somebody's political party, and still treat them with the fairness that is accorded to them underneath the law. The problem is, some Hispanics, like this lady, they have misappropriated their leverage, especially in Texas. There's so many Hispanics in Texas, San Antonio, and these places. They feel like, oh, well, we run the city. It's a large number of us here. I'm not saying that they do, but some can feel that way. And what are you gonna do? We're just too big to fail. Ultimately, the Hispanics are very big, but nobody is too big to fail. You thought that you would be able to put this up on social media.
Facts. That's
because you're
facts.
Hispanic. The blacks had
Greatness.
nothing to say about it. They had no response to this. So even if it came out, you would have never been reprimanded. Because why? You felt that you had freedom of expression protected by the First Amendment. And again, this is a female cop, so I'm not trying to say she is more delusional than the man would be, but quite delusional.
Bye-bye, bitch.
Now you're going to lose your entire job. You're going to lose any opportunity to work again in this sector, and your prejudice is showing. And this is something that Dr. Claude Anderson predicted in 1995, that whites and other groups, okay, would start being more hostile towards blacks, toward black Americans, okay? This is the hostility that they're talking about. When you ask...
Prime example, that sucker, Snow Bunny King, so hostile.
Asked her, or if you would ask her in that rant, you know, you said you hate these blacks and you dislike blacks a lot. Well, the fundamental question is, what don't you like about them, okay? And this is something a lot of black people got to understand. When you talk to racists, which I never do, but let's assume that you did, and you ask the fundamental problem, why do you like me, okay? Or why don't you like me? What's the problem with your prejudice towards me? The reality is that they're never going to have a real, believable answer. And the thing is, we're going to have to stop, okay, trying to be accepted by people, okay? Because you don't know who is who. In her case, she's messed up a great opportunity, all because she wanted to get the clout. And honey, you got the clout now, for sure. It's all there. But ultimately, we're gonna understand that we are not in the position or in the situation to try to change how anybody feels, okay? The goal is that when you interact with blacks, you are treated fairly. We need to stop trying to tell these people, you know, they need to go in, go into certain kind of level of training, understand the black experience, rehabilitate them and how they are. No.
Greatness, you don't like O'Shea Eva?
People better understand and get it together.
Damn, a lot of people don't like O'Shea. I like O'Shea. He's a pan-African, yes. There are certain things I don't give two shits about with O'Shea, but his show is very interesting. I always say this, Greatness, if you ever do a podcast, the information on his show is great because you know what? You can always, if you dislike him, you can always break it down and tell us why you don't like him. So definitely, if you do a show, definitely use O'Shea's work and tell him what you like or dislike. And I bet you any amount of money you'll get a lot of views because of it. All jokes aside.
Or it's too late. When people have the audacity to come out and say that about you, they only say that because they feel that
he's a grifter. He said that he was a grifter.
Back them up. And ain't nobody, I don't care how Hispanic you are. Most people are not going to lose their job to stand with a person that's an idiot, okay? But we got to be honest. This is coming more or less down the pike, guys. This was already predicted, okay? This is our cue to come together before it's too late. That's what it is. Whenever I see this, I see that somebody who looks at the black community as you're disorganized, okay? You don't have any...
I only went to college. I mean, I went to college to get an associate. That's all I needed. I didn't want to go, and I had a scholarship to get a bachelor's. So twice, I had a scholarship to Kansas State, and I had a scholarship to any Massachusetts school to get my bachelor's after I graduated from Bunker Hill. Yes, I just didn't want to go back to school.
Sort of assistance. Nobody
no problem,
takes the group
Greatness.
Seriously. And this is why I can disrespect you because my group is more organized than yours. This cannot.
The best thing I always tell people, the best advice I always give people when they do podcasts is break down things that you don't like. And the reason why is because the audience that you would get is the people that like it and dislike it. What Viral Way is doing is a money grab. They know if they say anything about Black Americans, that people are gonna look at them like, oh yo, what are you trying to say? You ain't black yourself. And there has been talks amongst Black American community. What is Viral, Mr. Viral? Is he like fucking Haitian or what is he, black? We don't know, or is he just a nigga who's a? Is he the Al Sharpton of podcasting? He'll sell his own people out for some buttermilk biscuits, you know. So it's like amongst all of us, we all talked about that, and this is what these spaces is for. Viral Way's names has been and he was doing. I'm gonna say this: Viral Way was doing that shit like last year, or was it last year or 2 years ago? Talking crazy about black people. Then when we talk about Latinos. Oh yeah, Latinos is racist. But once we start talking about Africans and stuff, he wanna super glaze fucking Nipsey. That's all we hear. Nip, 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 nip. Nip, 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 nip. But at the end of the day, and the thing about it, he always dismissed his mother. His mother's a black American. You know, this nigga want to do this kumbaya and let's go to Africa. He wants to do the Garvey thing. That's what Mr. Viral Way is doing. He's doing the Garvey thing. Let's go to Africa and make money in Africa. Nigga, they're not going to let us make money in Africa. Because you brought that one girl over and said, oh, yeah, I make money in Africa. She makes computer science for people. But the thing about Viral Way, I didn't like that he didn't challenge her. He didn't challenge that girl. I understand listening to the host, but at the end of the day, you still have to have questions like, yo, what are these people, what business, what company that these black Americans are making in Africa? You know? Because don't forget, let's say you are a African American, you know, and I'm using that the proper way. Why would you go back to the country they sent you out of? You know, that shit just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to go to another country. Go to another country. No, go back to the country that they sent your ancestors away. They sold for fucking properties and product. To go back in there and try to claim that fucking land. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that land. And this is why I say I can't fuck with that Pan-African shit ever again. You know? A lot of, and I'm gonna say this, a lot of black Americans were Pan-Africans, you know? But what companies, bros, those companies you would know about that's for educated people, it wouldn't make sense to an uneducated nigga. Let me ask you a question, Snow Bunny King. You talk about all this education, but you ain't got a job, my nigga. You're on this, you're on this page more than I'm on this. And that's cool and stuff, but you ain't got no job, my nigga. You're like Ashley Gonzalez, my nigga. Y'all niggas talk about education, y'all talk about black people, but none of y'all niggas don't got no job anymore. This bitch got fired on her day off. You just never had a job. You live in a basement, my nigga. You live in a basement like fucking John Wayne Gacy had, nigga. Like, come on, what is you doing? Nigga, why you got me kicking your back end? Let me just finish this so I can land.
Could be true. But when somebody does this, especially when you have so much black excellence in Houston,
Global
almost
economics.
Like, in what? What are you gonna do about it? I said it in what? Takashi 6ix9ine, energy. Y'all don't have nothing for me. And this is how these people feel and when they start losing their jobs and they start figuring out that the same people in their community don't want to deal with them, then it makes a difference. But we really...
Yeah, it's not your country. It's Robin's country. Robin the Irish, that's his country. Africa is his country. He's claiming that land too. You know why he's claiming that land? Because he told me his ancestors from thousands of years was from Africa. So at the end of the day, that's not your land either. It's Robin's land. Robin's from Africa, the nigga that you was scared of, the white man that you was scared of. That nigga saying that, yo, Robin is more African than you. That's what he's saying. The fuck? That nigga say he work in Africa. He lives in Africa. He breathes Africa. Nigga, where you at? You in Arkansas, nigga. Like, come on. Nigga, you in Arkansas. The fuck?
Need to take this into full consideration. Because again, she is not the only person that believes like this. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shady Jackson back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.
Bitch, Lasha, how you lose your day on your day off, man? You gotta be a stupid motherfucker to lose your job on your day off. I came in at 4 o'clock. They gave me my check. They gave me a check and told me they don't need me no more. What? You want fuck you was doing? Stealing boxes? Nigga lost his day, lost his job on her day off. That bitch is stupid. Shout out to Alex Garcia saying that there's still more stupid people in this world. So, but I'm gonna land right here. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give y'all my final speech. Y'all Latinos need to get your shit together. You know, you need to, if you're gonna, I always told y'all, and I told y'all this probably the beginning of last year. I said if y'all fighting and holding up these Mexican and these Ecuadorian flags, it was the Argentinian flags. I told y'all if y'all gonna fight for something, fight for policies. The reason why I told y'all to fight for policies is because it's just so it can make it easier for y'all can stay in the country. No way in hell that y'all should be struggling right now, because at the end of the day, all that money that y'all got from fucking Biden, y'all didn't do anything with it. Y'all got free housing. Y'all was living great. Y'all was man. I'm gonna say this, y'all wanting to be white instead of y'all own true people, because at the end of the day, this is what your president of Lilac said. He said that he wanted to be considered as white. And at the end of the day, this is why I asked that question. Give me a second. Let me go back to the question I asked. I apologize, everybody. Does Latinos lean more to the white side or their African side? They lean more to their white side. And the reason why I say they lean more to their white side, because as homie said, they still have that pre-colonial ideology. That ideology is very serious, that is fucking up their country. Like, let's personally be honest. What has a lot of these Latin countries has developed? Invention, and I'm talking about inventions. We're not talking about resources and shit like that. Even dumb people who live in third world countries that have resources, and not everybody from the third world is dumb, but we have dumb niggas out here like Ashley. You know, Latinos lean to the white side, just like Reaper. And I'm not white. Black Snowbunny King. I'm not white. I'm no. You gotta be on. You gotta be honest with yourself, Black Snowbunny King. Black Americans is the only one who represents blackness. We don't think about any other people who thinks of blackness. So for us to be anti-black, that's stupid. It's absurd. And you see that they're making a new documentary on your boy, Black Snow Bunny King, the Coat of Nature Boy. So Black Snow Bunny King used to be in the Coat of Nature Boys. He used to be in the Coat with Nature Boy, Black Snow Bunny King. So Black Snow Bunny King, question: are you going to be in the documentary? I just want to know: are you and Kwame going to be in the documentary? Maybe Shabaka. Shabaka, are you out there? Are you gonna be in? Are you gonna be in Nature Boys interview? I mean documentary. Since y'all was in the coat. Nature Boy was a Pan African that was doing gay adult entertainers. He was having sex with people. He was running a real cult out there. He was having sex with men, women, giving people diseases, stealing their money. Yeah, it was crazy. It's gonna be on Hulu, so Yeah, it's gotta be out there. I might watch it, man. I'm still debating should I watch the Cult of Nature Boy since he's a Pan African, and I could tell y'all, but I'll tell you about review. I'm gonna go back a couple of shows. The clip where you say you're pretending is. We all know Nature Boy was the master teacher. That was a good one. Black Nobody Gay. Black Nobody Gay. He's getting the gay now. Yo, let me ask you a question, Nobody King. What did Nature Boy have you doing? I want to know that. No, Nature Boy was a Pan African. He was a Pan African. Just like Brother Polite. Brother Polite was a Pan African. So both of them niggas had a Pan African ideology. So the question is, Nobody King. What did Nature Boy had you doing? I tried to make the Irish non-white. Oh yeah, you're right. They just became white, like I think in the 1930s or the 1870s. I think some shit like that. The greatness. Oh yeah, the Anglo Americans. They were calling themselves natives. The American Angles. Yeah, but yeah, but yeah, Black Snow Bunny King, Kwabi, Shabaka, they were in the coat of Nature Boy. So so shout out to y'all. I'm just gonna say, yeah, y'all Latinos need to get y'all shit together though. It's crazy. And that's why I always told y'all there's no correlation. There's never gonna be no correlation. You know, and like I said, and as I told was it not Ewo? SP. I was like SP. I was like y'all niggas don't like black people. Y'all have never liked black people. Y'all always wanted to be considered white. So this is why we always had a problem with you. You're not down for the cause. But yeah. How does someone hide behind Pan Africanism? LMFAO. You you can tell this nigga heard the online and decided to repeat it. No. I was watching it, yo, because I don't put my account, my YouTube account on my TV in my room. I mean in my bed. So I was watching the Hulu. It's gonna be on Hulu. Black Snow Bunny King. So yeah, that's how I found out about the Nature Boy. Yeah, because we all of us joke about Nature Boy and shit. Like, yeah, I heard you was in the movies with Nature Boy and shit like that. Yo, we joke around. Me, you, Kwame, all of that. And y'all swear to up and down that nigga's not Pan African. That nigga's Pan African. Yeah. So we might do a show on Nature Boy though. That nigga's nuts. That nigga deserves to be in jail. But yeah, I'm gonna give my thanks. I'm gonna give my shout outs right now. Give me a second, everybody. Y'all niggas got me laughing at the end. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. Yada yada yada. Live fans. Shout out to Ray Ray. Shout out to Black Snow Bunny King. Greatness on Code. And also shout out to our boy from Kick. The King of Africa, Robin. Shout out to Robin. Robin's doing his thing on Kick. Thank you. I appreciate everything. Everybody, thank y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow night. It's Friday. I'm debating should we do $5 shots.